actually, because it's evening, it's been konbanwa.
Oh, you're right. Konbanwa. My bad.
Welcome.
Get it right.
Welcome to the LA by. God damn it! I'm so sorry.
Not LA.
Listening.
We are not sponsored by Geek Etc. I wish we were.
Welcome to the New Orleans by Night. We are here on Dice and Destinies with our GM Game Master, Q Cosplay. Everyone give a round of applause.
Woo!
Clap.
I'm apologizing ahead of time to our viewers. I'm currently recovering from yet another blood clot they found in my lungs, so I'm gonna be a little coffee and a little wheezy tonight, but we're gonna make this work.
So, I will be giving the recap to give our Game Master a bit of a breather. Last session, Tia had found themselves feeling rather sick and going to the doctor and finding themselves bombarded with a pile of questions that they didn't quite understand. While that was going on, Edmund, Rosetta, and Reese have all been at home arguing amongst each other when a cowboy strolls up named Ulysses and asks Edmund for a meeting with him, to which Edmund was quite confused until he remembered that he had a small boon to pay towards Laron, and walked with Ulysses down to his morgue, where they spoke of different recent murders, 3 to be exact. Big drug and or big movements, I guess you could say. Big movers when it comes to the nighttime of New Orleans. One in particular was Laron's main man, was the last victim. The murders have been happening spread throughout the month, but have gotten closer and closer together. As they spoke with each other about what could possibly be the suspect of the murders, such as probably a werewolf or a kindred gone rogue. They are not quite sure yet. Rosetta and Reese went out to the town to go have a lovely stroll, where they bumped into Lydia, Zelia, who is currently not here. We are all hoping that Corgi cosplay gets well soon. Will join us next time. Zelia, her sire Chris, and Chris's brother Lynn. Zelia, Lynn, and Chris got separated from Lydia for a moment before getting the help of Ulysses, who had been walking back down the way, and they managed to find who they were looking for. They were able to find who they were looking for and found that they needed to go seek out Lydia for... They all had a common interest, which was a newer kindred who... Lydia had gotten a call from Octavia that one had been dropped off by said doctor. Tia sat in Lydia's home, very confused about what was going on, until Lydia got home. Laron, coming out of his home and making his way across New Orleans, saying hi to the residents, found that he got a message from Ulysses about a newcomer, and decided to go to Lydia's home to welcome them personally. Upon getting there, everyone ended up coming to show up, and all gathered in the room as they spoke with Tia about what exactly has been happening to her. When all of a sudden, the door gets kicked in, and a strange kindred walks in. He throws the breathing and somewhat alive bodies of Nick and Lind. Looks to everyone and says things are getting interesting. That is where we last left off on New Orleans by Night.
Thank you, Mags, for that super awesome recap. Gave me a second to
Golf claps.
Gave me a second to recollect myself there after almost dying with a coughing fit, but that's fine. It's just a normal Monday. So yeah, that's where we left off, and we are going to go ahead and start our chronicle this evening with episode 2 of New Orleans by Night, Shadows in the Doorway. Kenji, really, as soon as we fucking go live, asshole. My dog says hi. Anyway.
Hello, dog.
This very, very menacing and very obviously not quite there kindred is standing in the doorway, staring at every single one of you, as if you were a minor inconvenience to him. As he's standing there, Chris snaps out of his trance. Up until now, he'd been staring at the ceiling. He was stuck like stone. He couldn't be moved, budged, shifted, nothing. He suddenly snaps out of his daze, grabs Zelia, and just vanishes.
Bye then.
All you know is that 1 minute they were there, the next they were gone. And the gentleman tilts his head to the other side. You can hear every single bone grinding and popping, almost like somebody stepping on bubble wrap on top of Legos and Rice Krispies.
Ooh.
As his ear touches his shoulder and his smile widens. I see some of you aren't brave enough to be a challenge to me. Now, what do you think you're doing? As you stand up, he puffs his chest up a bit.
Edmund
Yes,
is going
Link?
to very loudly sip his tea to get people's attention. As he places the teacup down, looking at him going, and says, It seems to me that you have no manners. This is Miss Fisher's home, her domain. Instead of rudely
Her
barging-
domain! And he cuts you off and starts laughing loudly, just, your domain!
Yes, it is her
New
domain.
Orleans is mine.
I am not talking about New Orleans. I am talking about this home. This is her sanctuary, her domain. You have rudely broken down her door. Now, if I may make an example of manners, Mrs. Fisher. He looks towards Lydia.
Her glance is gonna just kind of meet his for a moment.
Would it be wrong of me to ask that, with such a gracious host that you are, that if anything was to transpire tonight, I would have permission to intervene in your domain?
Sorry, you cut off for me. Could you repeat that, please, Meg?
If anything was
He's asking permission to kick ass if needed.
to fight in your home, he's not going to shed blood in your home if you don't want that.
It's gonna.
I asked the same thing.
What
He
kind of
just
vibe
smiles
am I
as you
getting
talk, by
right
the
now?
way. What vibe are you getting? Let me see what vibe you are getting.
Vibe check them. Vibe check them.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
gonna vibe
and
check the
make
shit out of him.
me- Anybody who would like to, go ahead and make me a wits and let's go with
Insight?
yeah, let's go with insight. Wits and
Wits and-
insight.
That's 5 dice for your boy.
Where's my insight? Hold on. Oh, okay.
So
That's 4 dice.
If I have a 2 in wits and a 2 in insight, that means I roll 3d10?
Or D10.
I have 1 success.
You said you have 2 in each, correct?
No, I have 2 in wits and 1 in insight.
Oh,
So 3.
yeah, in that case it's 3.
I have
got
1
2 4s
success
and a
at-
7.
Okay.
A 10, an 8, a 7, a 1, and a 3.
Alright.
All successes
So, one sec.
for me.
One sec. Link, you have all successes, no critical successes? What did you say you had, Cole?
That's 1 critical success, so I got a 10, an 8, a 7, a 1, and a 3.
Okay, so you do have 2 failures, but they're not bestial failures, so you do not have to make a hunger check just yet.
Okay.
Anybody else need me to check their numbers?
I got
have
1 6. Okay.
I have 3 successes and 1 critical success. All of them are successes.
All right, and what was the other one? I was checking for you.
I put it in player chat.
Oh, okay. All right.
I have 3
So-
successes out of 5.
Tia, are any of those critical failures? Are any of them ones?
No, they're just 3 dots. None of them are saying the critical failure. I'm using the dice roller Mags put.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, in that case, what was your roll, Mags? Just to make sure I got everybody down right so I know what information to give.
3 successes.
Okay. So all of you get that this is going to end in a fight one way or another. This man came here with the intent to kill. What those of you who got more than 3 successes notice, or you got critical successes, is that not only is he not carrying himself like a regular, average, everyday rabid kindred, he has a sense of regalness about him that often only comes with those higher up in the coteries and the Camarilla.
Don't mind me.
Lydia
I'm
and
trauma.
Lydia and
Laron.
excuse me, sorry, gotta thanks my throat. Lydia and Laron, you two immediately recognize him because of your status. This is the Prince of New Orleans who's been missing. But the problem is that he looks less like the venture that he was, and more like a skeletal remain of who he used to be.
Okay.
So
And
the question
as-
stands, Lydia. Do I have permission to shed blood in your home if need be?
So what I am picking up here is we're kind of fucked right now, aren't we?
Yep.
Find out.
Put myself.
Fucking
between-
Laron.
I
The
put
wrong
myself
motherfucker out of
between
Plato.
and the prince, and all of you guys get a nice little moment of surprise as I pull in a cavalry saber out of my coat and draw it, and I say, hey, it's been a long time since I killed a venture.
He looks at Ulysses and just chuckles to himself. Oh, you're so cute. You think you pose a threat?
Bitch, I'm
Little-
adorable.
Ha!
God damn it. Anyway, Lydia, you have been asked if they are allowed to shed blood in your home. What is your response?
I am going to message you on the side real fast to go to someone else.
Okay, anybody else? Do you have any reactions as he is talking?
Yeah. Laron stands up, like adjusts his jacket for a bit and then starts to unbutton it so he can take it off so it doesn't get ruined. He's like, looky here, Your Majesty. I do appreciate you making our acquaintance tonight, and it's good to have you back in town, but I get the feeling that you want a little bit of the smoke, and I would rather us not have to go to that, but if I must, just so we can, knock a little bit of sense into that old brain of yours, then we'll do what we gotta do. And he like rolls up his fucking sleeves and shit tight as hell.
I'd have to ask. Does Laron do the shotgun reload the punches?
Oh, 100%. Like the second like those fists are rolled up, he's got his like his shirt rolled up and stuff, and he just goes click click, like not even just sort of not like he's trying to make a show of it, but like that just seems like the right thing to do. Just like stretch out, bop bop. All right.
Full on Jason Todd up in this bitch.
Okay. I have a question about the home.
Yes.
In old homes like this, there tends to be like a way where you can get from like the living room to the kitchen to the dining room back around in kind of like a circle. Like there's multiple doorways that lead to the front. Is that a thing here in this home?
Yes, this is very much like the old-fashioned, the
It's an old-fashioned mansion.
Thank you.
Okay. Octavia's gonna start making her way around so that she can go get to the others while Edmund's gonna kind of look towards his sister and give her a knowing look of like, you're not built for fighting, but you can take care of the ones that are on the ground.
Rosetta's gonna see Edmund's look, give a nod, and then she's gonna grab onto Reese's arm and just goes, "Oh, look at me, so scary, Reese. Protect me."
And it works. It works quite well on the lizard brain. He reaches from the back waistband of his pants and he pulls out a gun and he points it at this prince and he says, "Well, I have no idea who you fucking are. I don't care. But you're threatening my wife with your very presence. So now you're an enemy."
Okay,
Looking up
real
at
quick.
it, the most love in her eyes.
Yeah. What are you doing at this
Yeah.
moment?
Don't
Because
this
this is all
motherfucker.
very new to you. You are brand fucking new. There is all this crazy shit going on, and you just watched a basically 200-pound door get flung like it was a frisbee through the wall.
Tia is she has like pepper spray in her little side satchel, so she goes to
Oh,
reach for it, and
no.
then she's like, "Wait, fuck! Does pepper spray work on vampires?"
I mean, there's
And so-
one way to find out.
So she's kind of frozen, and she
Vampires?
looks
There's
at
one way to
Octavia.
find out.
And then she looks at Octavia, is like, "What? Does this happen like all the time? The first day here, I just want to
Tia,
eat.
darling.
I want to eat my menu. Who the fuck are you? Why?
As
What
soon-
the
okay,
fuck
so-
is going on?"
I'm gonna cut you off there, Tia. As soon as you say who the fuck are you, there is a blast of cold air as it feels like something whizzes past you guys, and standing right behind you is the prince, a cold, muscular hand wrapped around her throat as he leans into her ear closely and just, "I'm what happens when you open your eyes to the truth of everything."
So you're a QAnon conspiracy theorist?
Get fucked.
Wait, what?
like her.
That caught you, the DM, off guard. What the fuck?
No, Laurent laughed out loud.
Y'all-
Fuck this.
Edmund's still waiting for the response, just looking at Tia like, "Oh no."
No, Tia doesn't say that. that's the player making a little funny.
Oh, thank God, because I don't know how to respond to that.
Oh, I hope she said it out loud. I'd
I
laugh.
will be right back, guys.
Okay.
Alright, anyway.
She is very frozen. 'Cause he could probably rip her head off. She saw what he did to the other to that Nosferatu there on the floor,
Who's still dying?
who's
Again.
still dying actively. And she just kind of freezes. She's like,
This ain't about him.
listen, it's fuck. Like she looks like she's about to piss herself. She's like,
Can
why are you
Laurent speak
grabbing
up?
me?
Is real quick, is Tia saying anything or is she just doing the scared I don't know how to respond?
She's trying to make words, but they're more coming out as.
So it's your typical shoujo anime flustered noises.
Yeah.
No. It's
And-
I'm fucking terrified. Like I'm gonna vomit. So it's
Yeah, shoujo noises.
What's
how dare you?
Mustard noises. Yeah, well,
You know
make
what?
when someone's
Fine.
about to kill you.
You know what?
Yeah.
Fine.
So
Sure. I guess.
So, Cam, I don't know if you remember the gun that Octavia has. The one
yes,
that. Okay.
I remember.
As she's running out, she's kind of like looks at Laurent, doesn't know who to hand this to, and just kind of takes it and goes, "Which one of you can shoot?"
Let me check my stats real quick on that.
I
Yeah.
can shoot.
The firearms.
is
I got
very
one in
tricky.
firearms, so we ain't that ain't hot on that. I throw hands.
I don't know if you're gonna want to
God,
shoot because
Jesus,
you have
not
your
me.
own gun.
Wars. I can shoot.
Yeah, you can shoot.
Yeah.
Octavia's gonna look at the two that's holding a gun and go. Kind of look at the weapon you're holding, Ulysses. Like, I don't know if you prefer that kind of gun or the pistol that I'm holding.
It's very hard for you to say Ulysses.
So
Ulysses,
Ulysses
isn't it?
is actually holding a saber, not a weapon, not a gun.
Oh, you're not holding a gun?
Yeah, he's holding his saber out right now.
Okay,
Ulysses.
I've got a 3 in blades in
So-
melee weapons.
okay,
and
so
a,
Octavia will look at you
and
and
a
just go
2
like.
in firearms.
Octavia looks at you
Nice.
holding the gun and just goes, "Don't shoot anyone," and just tosses it to you as he takes a run to go take care of who's needed.
Can I have some knuckle dusters, by the way?
Yes, I believe you asked that at the end of session last week, and I said yes on that.
Oh, perfect. Okay, yeah. So
I will say, because of the fact that you are kindred and you know how this works, they do have a silver lining on the outside edge away from your hand.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if it touches your skin, obviously it's going to do damage.
Yeah. So Laurent sees the prince like grab Tia, and he's just protective at this point.
Lydia has
so,
given
like-
us permission to spill blood if needed, just so you all know.
Oh, she did say
Yep.
I do have permission. Oh, bet the bread.
Yeah.
Laurent, like the second like Tia's grabbed and shit, hands in pockets, he pulls out those 2 knuckle dusters and he like looks at him. He's like, "Nah, look here, Your Majesty. This don't need to get ugly. Let the young one go. We can handle this like real gentlemen."
Oh, we are long beyond gentlemen, Laron, and yes, I know exactly who you are. Coming into
I hope
my
so.
house, thinking you can take my territories? The
If I've been
fuck
here
do
long
you
enough.
think you are, you little shit?
And this is very
All the while while he's saying this, his nails, which look like they haven't been trimmed in like maybe 3 or 4 years, are
Oh.
like pressed against. Well, they're cleaned; they just haven't been cut. He looks like he's malnourished, but he still looks clean and like not all gross and shit.
He looks unhealthy,
Hey,
but like
Can I?
otherwise fine.
Sorry, actually, finish what you were making.
Huh?
Huh?
If I viewed it more, you were going to. So I was going to ask if I could do something.
Yeah, one sec. So, as he's talking to you, Laron, the nails are starting to leave marks on the skin, but they're not quite breaking the skin. But you know that anybody at this point knows that if he wanted to, he could pierce that carotid artery. And even as kindred, that is still not a good thing to do.
Yeah. Laurent's like on edge right now.
I think everybody is rightfully on edge. Link, what were you gonna do?
So again, this is my first time playing V.T.M, and I wanted to use discipline.
Alrighty, which discipline are we using?
Tenebration. I want to use Arms of Ahriman to summon one of my shadow tendrils and try to get his hand off of Lydia.
It's not on Lydia, it's on
Alrighties.
T.
Yeah, excuse me. Sorry.
You're good. It's-
They're very similar
There's a-
names.
There's a lot of names, and it'll take some time for us to get used to the flow of everything. It's not a big deal. So anyway, for that, fuck, I haven't had somebody use abilities in a hot second. I have to actually double check this real quick. I have to see what roll he has to make to counter this. So, I believe that is a 3-dot power.
2-dot.
Okay, so
For
it'll be
Tenebration. For
Right.
Oblivion, it's 3 dots.
Right. I was looking at the wrong part of your sheet. Okay, so go ahead and roll the 2, and then because you're trying to carefully separate them, I would say add your dexterity. Because the shadow acts as an extension of you in a sense.
So 2 plus my 3 dots in dexterity.
Yeah, so 5 dice to roll, and he is going to roll a certain number of dice.
I'm using the VM dice roller. Is my hunger just 1?
Your hunger is currently at 1.
Okay. So roll 4 successes, 1 failure.
Ooh. So you beat him by 1, but he got out of 8 dice. Mind you, he rolled 8 fucking dice.
Shit.
He had 7 bestial failures.
Damn.
Nice.
And his hunger went from a 2 to maxed out.
So there's no longer
Is that a good
any
thing or a bad thing?
attempted reasoning
That
with
is
this man.
very bad.
He's
Oh,
gone
neat.
feral.
Alright.
He was
Time to go
on.
punch a bitch.
Well,
So as
pulling
your
out the
tentacle
scalpels.
appears and manages to separate his grasp from Tia, he staggers back, and for a brief second, his golden hazel eyes flash pitch black and then turn a very dangerous, dark, deep red. His hands are shaking. If he could, he would be sweating. He is salivating as he looks around the room. He looks at all of you and then looks to Nick, who still has a pulse. Smiles and just, I knew I brought him along for a reason.
Intercept!
And
Intercept!
dashes over to grab Nick.
Edmund's gonna intercept as well.
Okay, so I need to know, real quick in the chat, one at a time. LeBron, are you intercepting?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to get him. LeBron is gonna try to knock him out, like punch him out of the fucking air.
Okay, Mags. Sorry, I forgot your character's name for a second.
Edmund.
Is Edmund intercepting?
Edmund is intercepting, and Octavia's over by Nick and them, and she's trying to cover them as well.
Also,
Reese,
Rosetta's gonna
are
try and
ye-
do something.
Okay, so Rosetta's intercepting. Reese, are you intercepting?
Yes.
Tia,
Whole
are
fucking
you intercepting,
squad
or are
is
you gonna
fucking killing this
GTFO?
I don't know if Tia's just standing stunned, because again, a lot has happened within the past hour. My girl's
this
not had
all
time
happened
to
in the span
process.
of like 45 minutes, just so you
Yeah,
guys know.
She's had like 5 minutes to process, where she was making beignets, and that was it. And then this happened.
Valid.
May I actually, instead of intercepting, can Reese run towards Tia to like grab her and move her further away, just in case?
Yes, I will touch that in a second.
Okay.
Lydia, are you intercepting?
I don't know.
But
if
yeah,
I don't think
Luna's
she's
at
here.
at the computer.
I would say I think
I
she's
think
typing.
they
She stepped away.
Oh no, that's Nebby.
Okay, Ulysses, are you intercepting?
I mean, at this point, it's the thing to do, so I might as well.
I
They
was
didn't want some
gonna
of this
say,
bloodshed.
I was gonna say, Tia isn't intercepting. She's probably just like throwing her phone at the back of his head because she doesn't know what else to do.
Okay, so before y'all do your thing,
Oh shit.
Tia,
Shit.
I would like you to make me a strength
Uh-huh.
and melee roll.
I don't have any melee, so that is
So it's
too
a
nice.
pure strength roll.
As
Oh.
I'm running over, by the way, I'm gonna drop lie detector
Okay.
and start Oblivion Sight, which is just I'm not affected by any darkness because I saw dark tendrils. Oh, thank you, Nebby. Nebby put the initiative order in the table.
I have both successes. Both of those were successes.
So unfortunately, he got 3 critical successes and no failures.
Oh, fuck you. Not
So
you, Cam, but
He shifts his head like a millimeter to the left, and your phone grazes it. He catches it midair. Just curious, what's your lock screen? Is it like a picture of your mom or something?
no, it's it's
Herb Edward from
Sorry.
Twilight.
it's
I mean, it's not even from Twilight.
no, it's a picture of Mothman with a giant ass, and he's doing like a pinup girl pose.
Frog time to drink water.
So,
Mothman, you
as-
doing with the mega knees?
Yes, yeah, Mothman with the mega knees is her phone
So-
next.
He catches the phone. The screen blinks up for a second. You see this picture of sexy Mothman.
Yeah.
And he just his knuckles crack as he shatters the phone like it was made out of chalk
Oh no, her memes!
and
Oh no,
drops
my
it.
Otome games!
Oh fucking god!
So are
You and
we
your
re-
goddamn dating sims.
So is this when we
So-
roll for initiative?
In a second, because something else is about to happen. Tia, he looks over his shoulder, almost like an owl. Her head turns almost a perfect 180,
Yeah.
and he just cackles this mad, sickening, I would do it if my throat wasn't killing me, kind of like a hollow laugh, and just, you've got a fire in your soul. I could use that. I'll be with you in a
That's
second,
why I
darling."
changed my answer.
Huh? Wait.
So-
she literally does a wait, huh? Wait. No.
Oh. No,
Where
no,
are
no.
you dragging Tia to? Is it just off to the side to another room, or are you just kind of putting her behind you?
Basically putting her behind me.
Okay, so you do that, no problem. Tia's far too much in shock to really resist at this point.
I like to imagine he turns around towards Tia, and because we were all heading forward, he just sees all of us running towards him.
I was actually just about to get to that. So
My scalpels are
everybody who's going to try and intercept, please make me a depending on how you're doing it. If you're doing it combat wise, make it a strength and brawl check. If you're trying to be like maybe trip him or something, or you're doing something that might require a little more of the skill, dexterity and brawl.
What if I'm using a melee weapon?
Can I do?
Yes, Link.
I do melee instead of brawl.
Right. You have your sword out, so yes, you can do melee.
Can I do melee since I have my scalpels out?
Yes, what I was going to say is if you are using a weapon, feel free to use melee instead of brawl. Laron, you still use brawl because your weapons are brawling, basically.
Yeah.
We'll wait for you to call our names to give you the results.
Yeah, so,
I still want to shoot this guy. I still want to shoot this guy.
Ulysses, you are next up in the order. What is your movement?
Real
So the way we're gonna do this is that the way the combat works is usually it's a case of we just tell a story about it, but because we have so many people, we're doing a makeshift initiative, which means we're gonna treat it similar to D&D, where you can do like, you can attack, you can do a movement, and you can do like a quip or a free action kind of deal. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yes.
So you have the ability to move, which your movement is getting to the prince. You can use an action, which would be attacking or, using an item, stuff like that. And then if you want to, you can use your free action to do something like, say something or make a menacing gesture or something like that.
Yeah. Bet the bread.
All right.
I'm ready whenever.
So I rolled 2 crosses, 4 dots, and 1 red dot. Is that good? Is that bad?
Red dot is bestial failure.
Oh, really? Shit.
Red dot is
Okay.
red dot's actually a fail. Is a nothing on the die. A bestial failure
if
is
you-
the skull.
And if you're using the dice roller that Max is using, it actually tells you what your bestial failures are.
Oh, okay. So did I roll good or bad? I got 2 of the crosses. That's good, right?
Yeah, so you beat him by 1.
All right. So,
So what do you do?
so one thing I wanted to ask: if Laurent gets silver knucklesters,
Your sword can be lined with silver.
You're a good friend. So I lunge forward and I am going to. I'm gonna just go straight for it and try to cut off his head. Presumably, I'm not going to succeed, but I'm going to give him a nasty gash.
Okay, so as you step in and swing, he starts to lean back, and he leans at a certain angle where it doesn't miss, but the strike comes down across his chest instead because of the angle you were swinging at, leaving a nasty, gaping wound across his chest. His once surprisingly decent leathers, considering how haggard and unkempt he looks, is now ripped all the way down, and a item actually falls out of his breast pocket. If anybody would like to, they can make a very, very swift perception and investigation check to see if they
I
see
will.
and know what the item is.
I'm gonna do it. You said what in
Also-
perception?
Investigation. Also, real quick, Laron and Lydia, I need a d20 roll for your initiative when you have a chance.
Oh yeah, sure. Sorry about that.
Decided I'm doing something else.
That's fine, but you need to be in the
You're not
initiative.
doing the combat.
No, I'm not.
I
4.
just want to make sure.
For the
Rosetta was asking
for the
for
check?
a d20. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
the
check, what was it? Was it wits and
It's investigation. Or no, sorry, it's perception and investigation.
perception and investigation?
Yes.
Okay.
And this is just to see if you guys, notice what it is and everything first. And then I will go through the list real quick. I will go through the list, that way we're not shouting out numbers. Laron, what did you get?
There's not a perception. What would it be?
there's an awareness. Did you mean that?
Under mental?
Yeah, there's no perception. There's
Yeah,
investigation,
there's
awareness.
intelligence, wits, resolve.
Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong type of character sheet then. Let's
It
do
would be wits and awareness, wouldn't it? Or
No,
investigation?
I am doing wits and investigation.
Okay.
Once you have your rolls, I will call you out each individually to avoid anybody getting talked over, okay?
Yeah.
So, Laron, what did you get?
4.
Okay. Mags, what did you get?
6.
Sorry, Edmund.
Oh, no, wait, I wasn't rolling investigation. I'm focused fully
So you weren't
on...
looking to see what...
No, I'm,
Okay.
I'm focused fully on combat.
Alright. Reese, what did you get?
Oh, I'm sorry, I put my phone down. It was
No, you're
wits and
good.
investigation.
Yes. I will come back to you in a second.
3 successes.
Tia. Oh, 3 successes? Perfect. Tia, what did you get?
2 critical successes, 2 regular successes,
shit.
and then 1 dot.
Fuck.
Mhm.
Ulysses, what did you roll?
I didn't. I'm focused
Didn't?
on the phone.
Okay. Valid. Rosetta, what did you roll?
I got 3 successes.
Lydia.
6 out of 5 successes.
All right, none of you got below 2 successes. That's what mattered. So what all of you who rolled see is a very, very old stone and silver brooch. And those of you who are obviously, you all know, silver's bad for vampires. They don't just carry it willy-nilly.
Mm-hmm.
For those who rolled critical successes or rolled 4 or higher, there is an etching on the stone part itself. It is an old ancient marble accent, basically, and carved in the face of it is an ancient form of the Mark of Cain that has not been used by the kindred for over 3,000 years. Who rolled the critical successes? Was that you, Tia?
Me. It was me.
It was also me.
Nothing.
I guess you say if only we're
So-
able to take it from him.
Right? It won't. Lydia can.
Tia, I want you to very quickly just make me a occult check. Lydia,
Occult.
I want
Yo!
what?
I said yo.
Oh, I want you to make me an occult and politics check.
You got it.
I love my
Tia,
rolls.
what did you get?
One critical success, 1 regular success.
Okay, you don't know much about the ooky spooky shit going on, but you can feel the energy coming off of that stone, and something about it just is screaming in your head. It sounds like there's a voice rattling around like a ping pong ball, like the DVD sign that when it hits the corner, we all cheer. Everything is telling you, run.
Okay, I'm gonna look at the very handsome spooky guy grabbing me. Is like, we need to leave. We gotta go.
All right, hold on to that thought, Lydia. What did you get?
So I only have 2 dice for this, right?
Yeah.
I got 1 critical success and 1 regular success.
Let's go. Me
All right,
and the matching.
so you get that same feeling that tells you to run, get as far away from this thing as possible. But you recognize the carving style on the face of the stone. It's the same as the sarcophagus back in San Diego.
Uh-oh.
I know y'all didn't hear that, but like the rage that I just heard from upstairs. You know that this belongs to the Prince of San Diego, Sebastian LaCroix. This belonged to him at one point, and you know personally this was part of the key to opening that sarcophagus.
Plain water ass motherfucker.
He had the personality of a LaCroix that sat next to a lemon once upon a time. Anyway, so that's what you get. That being said, going back to initiative order, Ulysses is gone. What did you say your initiative was, LaRon? You said it was a 4?
He got an 18.
Oh,
I
he
just
got an
added
18? Lydia, could you go ahead and roll me a d20 just so that we can have your actions in there? Are you sure it's not your headset?
When you asked me for my role earlier, I wasn't sure if that was for the investigation thing or this.
It was just to make sure we have you guys in order.
Okay, cool. So yeah, then that was
I need to share my screen because I've been rolling my stuff on my phone, but I'm gonna share my screen real fast to give you guys the
proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, basically, I need y'all to confirm this for me.
You got a nat 20, didn't you?
I fucking did.
Let's go.
So
Lydia,
we'll come back
clutch.
to you and LaRon real quick. Let me get through the rest of the initiative, and we'll come back to you guys, and then we'll start at top of the order, okay?
Yeah, I have it shared so y'all can confirm.
I trust you. There's a lot to get through tonight.
Nice.
Edmund.
Yes.
You just saw Ulysses swing his saber and tear into this undead flesh. Pieces of leather fell. There was groans in anger and groans of pain. And there's a substance that could politely be called blood if you look at the molecular buildup and the biological makeup of it. But it's coming out more like a coagulated pudding, if you will.
I mean,
clumps of blood are rolling down his chest.
I mean, I totally drink dead blood, so like, kind of tasty. But
you also know that if you drink from another kindred, that binds you to them.
Not necessarily.
In this situation, it does.
Well,
it's adventure.
Whether or
Don't
not I know
trust that
that
shit.
is neither here or there. But what I will say is,
actually, your thing is dead blood, right?
Yep.
Let's see if you rouse the beast by seeing dead blood.
Oh fuck.
Thank you for reminding me, Maggie. Did you roll your hunger die mixed with your willpower?
Not yet, but I will say that while I roll this hunger thing, I did roll like you asked me to. For my melee, I'm going for his goddamn ankles. I want to slide and get to his ankles, and I got 6 successes. 1 is critical. I'm showing my screen and all that.
Let me roll his willpower and hunger.
Let's see, what is my willpower at? 4 willpower. And
it should be on your sheet.
1 success on the red die, so I'm good. I'm fine.
Yeah. You're for a second there, you almost have the urge to jump on him and taste that death and decay that fuels your particular flavor of immortal soul, but you manage to snap out of it as you slide on your knees, full on Keanu Reeves style, and just one scalpel in one hand, one in the other, and full on cross the arms, blade style, cut those ankles.
Yep, silver.
Unfortunately, he jumps at the last second, so you catch the bottoms of his feet.
That's fine. I'm still cutting him with silver.
I mean, he's gonna have foot pain when he lands.
The motherfucker's
You
in
should
the
mention
air.
that because as he lands, this is the fun part. He rolled a 7 on his initiative. And you are within striking range, Edmund.
Do it. Do it. I'm gonna bite you.
Let me just... I need... He is going to be doing a strength, which is a 4, and a brawl, which is also a 4.
And what am I rolling against? What am I rolling for?
You are going to be rolling a... well, do you want to dodge or do you want to try and block it?
He's trying to grab me?
No, he's trying to put his fist through your head.
Oh, then I want to dodge and try to stab him in the tummy. Fuck this dude.
Okay, I will say, because you've already taken your attack, you cannot stab him again, but if you want to roll me a dexterity and we'll say athletics to roll out of the way, you can.
3 successes.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's fine. Edmund's
He
a
rolled
beefy boy.
6. He rolled 6 critical successes.
Again, Edmund's a beefy boy.
So Edmund goes to roll out of the way, and in a fit of pure hunger, fuel, rage, and pain, he brings his fist down, but instead of punching Edmund in the face, he grabs him by the hair and slams his head through the floorboard.
God
He did not.
damn!
That beautiful face.
Edmund, you are now at the hurt condition.
How much is that for health? Because I know that we have superficial damage and actual, like, I think it's called irritated damage? Aggravated?
Yeah, so... Excuse me. Gotta catch my breath 1 sec.
No, you're good.
Oh, that one hurt. Okay.
You need a minute?
No, I'm good. I'm good. So you would take 3 dots of damage.
Okay. Superficial?
Which... No.
Where do you see superficial and such? Because it's not Arnie, I just see health.
What the fuck?
Just health with squares, and then you can put like lines through it. Until
Okay,
it gets
so-
X'd out.
Just mark it down as 3 and treat it as the bloodied condition in D&D until I can figure out what's going on with the character sheet. So basically, you take a -1 to your rolls.
Okay.
You're down a die. But yeah, so the wood shatters and splinters, pieces of it embed into your flesh. You can feel a couple of pieces potentially also hitting that skull of yours. As he slams your head down, leans in close, and licks up your cheek as a trail of blood runs down your face. You have a free action left.
I have a free action?
Because you didn't use your free action during your turn, I will say you can use it as a reaction if you'd like.
I want to stab him in the
But
neck with
not
the silver.
If I may finish, not for an attack at the moment.
His hair.
So he
Stab
has
is
these-
mental. Call him a bitch.
So he's so I can't make a melee attack against him. Or any attack.
Not at the moment. You cannot make a melee attack against him. But there's nothing saying you can't make an unarmed attack.
Okay, then I would like to flip him over my shoulder.
Alright. Strength and athletics. Actually, no. that one will go ahead and do. Let's make that. I swear I know what I'm doing. I'm professionally unprofessional. Strength and you know what? No, yeah, fuck it. Strength and athletics.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
I think I figured it out on the app thing with the health. So you see where it shows the little pencil by your name?
Yeah.
Hit that and it tells you what your max health is. So that's how many squares of health you have. And I believe 3 dots of damage, it would be 1, 2, so there's an X, and then 3, which would take you down to, for me, it would be 4.5 health.
Okay,
Yeah, so I
thank you for
think
figuring
each
that
damage is 1 line, basically.
out. Yeah,
Okay.
let's just treat it that way for now. Again, until for some reason we have to change it. We'll just do it that way.
Yeah, until we figure out how to actually do it.
4 successes, but I'm gonna use a
I'm used to doing this on pen and
willpower.
paper.
I'm gonna use a willpower to
All right,
reroll
you're.
3 of them.
Aw, that's no fun, but okay.
6 successes, 1 critical success, and a success on the blood die.
Okay, so you managed not to rouse the beast, but he matched your roll.
But I got a success. How dare? I'm gonna hit him.
So
In my
you
mind.
do start to throw him, but in doing so, because he still has a grip on your hair, you both go ass over tea kettle onto the floor.
That's fine.
And
Get
you
him
are now
the
on top
ground.
of him. All right, that is his
Edmund's
turn.
the top
Rosetta,
in this,
you're up.
on this bitch.
Oh, he
So-
wishes.
Bottom.
All right, it is
So-
Rosetta's turn.
I'm gonna use Shadow Cast to, put the whole room into darkness. Which is a magical darkness, by the way, so unless you have Oblivion Sight, you can't
Oh.
see through it.
I have
Which is
Oblivion
a
Sight.
Okay.
rouse check.
Go ahead and make me a rouse check then.
Reminder: Oblivion Sight is activated. I
Yes,
took
so
my
you
life
can
I
see
succeeded.
through it.
I succeeded.
Okay, so you don't rouse the beast.
And then I'm going to use my rapid reflexes, which is free, to run over. Wait. Can I do Oblivion Sight and rapid reflexes at the same time since they're both free?
Yes.
Okay, so Oblivion Sight, obviously I see in my own darkness, and I'm gonna run over and pick up that thing that fell out of his pocket. And while she's running by, she's gonna be like, "Surely you can do better than that, brother." And she's gonna meet up with Reese and give him a hug.
So now
All
we
right.
just all can't see.
Yep. Chaos of
Yep,
darkness.
alright.
The only ones that can see right now are Rosetta and Edmund.
Unfortunately, that is not true.
No, damn it.
Great.
Whatever.
Damn,
Still
is
in
he
my
Reese,
favor.
it is your turn.
Fuck!
It doesn't though. You've just blinded all your allies and given your enemy the advantage.
I
Y'all
like
don't
the
know
rest
that
of
he
you.
can see though, so like player knowledge does not equal character knowledge right now.
Plus, she doesn't
Fair
care about
enough.
the rest of you.
But yeah, so
This is
Reese,
gonna
it
be
is
a
your
great
turn.
coterie.
It is
I'm
suddenly
just-
dark. The child is next to you. Your wife runs up to you. You can feel the energy from the brooch in her hand. The fuck has happened in the last hour? What are you doing?
So one of my disciplines is Auspex, where I have heightened senses.
Ooh,
I
okay.
don't know how to do that. I may selectively heighten one specific sense rather than leaving them all on. In case the difficulty to perceive stimuli using that sense drops by 1, but the difficulty to avoid distraction increases by 1. Okay.
Yeah, so basically it's gonna be a little more difficult for you to do things.
That's okay. He just needs to. He just needs 1 sense.
Which sense are you heightening?
I am heightening my sense of smell to his blood, so I can smell, basically pinpoint like his blood in his body.
All right, that I am actually very impressed. That is, you know what? Anyway, so yeah,
That's my
you-
wife. She's so smart.
It's my husband.
So, as your sense of hearing fades out, your already darkened vision is completely gone. For a bit there, you were able to taste the decaying copper in the air, but now you taste nothing. The sudden smell of acrid decay and coagulated blood that is older than should be in most kindred's veins fills your senses, and for a minute, you're completely repulsed by the very existence of this smell in your senses. But you are able to pinpoint where he is, approximately, give or take a few inches here or there.
Okay. Does that count as my action?
Because I allowed the other ones to be a free action, since they were an instant activation, unlike Ulysses, which was an actual popping people away from other people. I will say that we can treat that as a free action because
Okay.
you're basically just turning everything else off.
Okay. So he's going to lift his gun with a body he can't feel, but he's practiced this motion so much it's almost spiritual for him. And he's going to aim his gun in the dark to where he can approximate this guy's neck is.
Okay, so I will say you can't pinpoint it to that point, but you can get an estimate
Okay.
based off of where his smell is.
Like, so somewhere in the upper neck, shoulder, head area.
You have a general idea of where he was when the lights
Yeah.
went out. So you're aiming for that area. Real quick. Hey, Edmund.
What's up?
If I shoot Edmund, I mean, it's an accident.
So what I need you to do, Reese, is make me a, let's do a dexterity and firearms check. Edmund, I need you to make me dexterity and awareness check to dodge the bullet.
I mean, I can see it. I have Oblivion set. I can see.
This is true, but you still have to be able to dodge the bullet.
Said dexterity.
You know what? You're right. You do have dark vision, so we'll make it dexterity and never had to have somebody dodge a bullet before. Oh.
Can I just use him as a shield? Can I yank him up?
If you want to, make it a strength and brawl check.
Okay, here we go.
So, while you roll that, Reese, what did you roll?
I rolled 5 successes and 1 critical success.
Damn.
Hey!
God damn.
I'm spending
This man's about to get fucked up.
4.
So, 3 things happen. Lights go off, you fire, you smell the gunpowder as the bullet leaves the chamber.
I got.
Edmund,
I got.
how many successes did you get?
4 successes, 1 on the blood die, and no wait, that's 5, 6. That's 6 successes because one of them is a critical success, and one of the successes is on the blood die.
Unfortunately, it's not enough. You go to start to pull him up, and he's struggling, so it's difficult. Unfortunately, in that split second, the bullet pierces through your shoulder and embeds itself in his chest.
It's fine. It's fine.
You take another point of damage.
That's fine. Edmund will take it.
I feel so bad for Edmund right now. Oh my god.
As the bullet goes through and hits his chest, Edmund kind of doesn't like look towards Reese like, how dare you? He's still staring down at him, and he's baring his fangs. Like, don't make me diablerize you.
Reese cannot see or hear anything. He can only smell.
No, that's fine. I'm not looking at Reese. I'm looking directly down at the person who I am hitting. I'm
The
baring
former
my fangs
prince.
and looking at him like, do not make me
The
diablerize.
Kindred, formerly known as Prince.
Yeah, because the Camarilla
I have
says
been waiting-
diablerization isn't.
I have been waiting too long to make that joke.
Yeah, the
So,
Camarilla
real
says
quick-
diablerization is a no-no. But that's not how they can
Lydia.
happen.
Yes.
Lydia, what are you doing?
That's an excellent question. I was gonna grab the thing, but it's already been grabbed, so.
Oh, I didn't get your initiative number to add you to the list.
20!
Yeah, but we had to go through everyone first.
Right,
Yeah.
because you guys rolled your initiative last. Okay, so we're going back to top of the order. Lydia, you're starting us off. Sorry, that's my
I
bad.
haven't gone.
I know, because you guys rolled late. We're going top of the order. It's Lydia, LaRon, Tia, Ulysses, Edmund, Prince, Rosetta, Reese.
Okay.
Lydia, what are you doing?
Eating ass
need
and
to
smoking
see right
grass.
Sorry, I was trying to unmute in my thing in the wrong direction. Since he's being taken care of, I'm going to go to Nick.
Okay, do you have the ability to see in magical darkness?
What would that be?
You have Oblivion sight.
Insight, yeah.
If you don't have anything in the Oblivion discipline, then most likely not.
If you don't, I will say that because Nick is your ghoul, you're able to pick up his scent and kind of stumble your way towards him.
God damn it, I need to stop doing that in the wrong direction. That's what I'm gonna do. Because I have, the only ones I have are Sense the Unseen and Unswayable Mind for anything like that, so.
I mean, good ones to have, but unfortunately not in this situation. So
Yeah, unfortunately they
takes-
wouldn't work in this situation, but I do have them.
because he is your ghoul and he is bound to you by blood, I'm not going to make you roll for it. But you do get to him. You're able to kneel down. You obviously feel Octavia there. You know your other child very well at this point. As you reach down to check Nick, you feel for his pulse, and it's fading fast. As you feel over his body, he has dozens of broken bones. His rib cage is completely pulverized. His right arm is shattered from shoulder to fingertip. You're pretty sure there's a couple of broken vertebrae in his neck, and both of his legs are completely shattered. He has been fucked up and then some.
Nah, just walk it off.
If Lydia asks, Octavia can't heal.
True, but this is a lot worse than that.
Let Lydia figure out what she's gonna do real quick. So what are you doing, Lydia?
Eating
And
ass
he see
smoking
me.
grass.
Hello?
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry, you cut out.
Can he see me?
No, he is unconscious.
Fuck.
So the best way I can explain it is his heart rate is at about maybe 30 to 40 beats per minute.
Oh, fuck.
He is on death's door. Even as a ghoul, most ghouls wouldn't survive this. It's a miracle he's lasted this long.
Just let him go. It's not his fault.
Shut the fuck up!
Lydia,
Don't you fucking laugh at me, you bastard.
Lydia, what are you doing?
I am going to DM you what I am doing.
Oh, okay.
Because because nobody else can see it.
So, whatever literally, character knowledge does not equal player knowledge. You can say what you're doing, and the players, the characters don't know what's going on. The players do, but the characters don't.
Okay. I'm turning Nick.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
Oh, shit got real.
I mean, we're about to kill the prince. So all bets are off.
Okay, so that
The
just...
only one here who would know the history and how much Nick actually means to Lydia is Octavia.
And Octavia's
And
right
Octavia
there next to
doesn't...
you.
She probably doesn't want to lose her gay buddy either. All
Also,
right,
I
so...
kinda owe it to somebody who we may or may not meet later. I am fucking hoping.
That is something we'll cross when we get to it. So,
Can I say
Lydia.
if Lydia's gonna do that, can Octavia give her some privacy to go mess with Lyd?
Absolutely. Octavia has... Once Lydia comes over and Octavia feels her presence, she's able to turn to Lynn because she knows Nick is in good hands and she trusts Lydia. She hasn't steered her wrong this far, right?
Yeah, Octavia.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, Octavia looks to Lydia, nods a bit, and just turns towards Lyd and goes, "You again, really?" As she starts healing his.
All right.
wounds.
So while you do that, Lydia, everything around you seems to fade into a quiet din. The chaos of the combat, the screams of pain, the roars of anger and hunger fade to a dull, quiet whisper as you bare your fangs and you sink your teeth into Nick's neck. You can feel his pulse slowly getting quieter. Just before you reach the point of final death, you withdraw. You can tell by drinking from him that he's had quite a few shots of Malibu tonight. He has a very coconutty flavor tonight. Needed to bring up the tension a little bit there. As his breaths become more and more shallow, his chest starts sounding empty. Where do you give him your blood from? Like the hand, the arm, your
She's
neck.
giving him her neck.
So she makes a wound for him to...
Yep.
Alright, so you take your super sharp vampire nails, you nick your neck, pull him up. For a minute there, it sounds like he's gone. There's a beat. A second beat. Finally, you feel that pull as he starts to drink from your vitae. You let him go for a few quick draws, and as soon as you know he has enough to turn him to keep him from dying, you pull away to keep him from drinking too much, because you know that drinking too much could possibly have unfortunate effects later on. There's another beat. His heart stops. His chest stops rising. After a few seconds, you hear the familiar click and crunch as his bones start to mend themselves. He would cry out in pain, but you know that he's so far gone in agony from what he suffered before that this is probably the easiest transformation that a kindred has ever gone through. But you know that he is safe now. He has started the process of the change. Are you going to stay by his side while he goes through this?
Absolutely.
Alright, in that case, Laron.
It's dark as shit. Motherfucker
You can't see shit, bruh. We ain't found shit.
Ain't got shit. Alright. So Laurent is so Laurent was gonna go in anyways and start swinging at people. I'm assuming he saw homeboy hit the ground with Edmund in tow, right? Edmund's holding
Yeah,
him.
you saw that. The last thing you saw was that brooch fall and then suddenly magic darkness.
Cool, awesome. So where they fell hasn't changed.
As far as you can tell, because you can still hear the sounds of struggle, and you heard the gunshot, and
Yeah.
Edmund cry out in pain.
Okay.
What caught you off guard, though, is that when the bullet connected with your target, instead of crying out in pain, he just laughed.
That's fine. I know where that laughter is coming from, because I can hear that shit. I'm gonna just run over and curb stomp this motherfucker.
All right, so in that case, go ahead and make me a strength and brawl check.
Matter of fact, if I do real well, I'm cold clocking him.
All right, let's see what happens.
Like Luffy fucking hitting by Bellamy.
The Celestial Dragon.
Like straight up.
Celestial
Let's
Dragon
go!
punched the color out of somebody's face.
Absolutely. All right, we got 2 successes, a 3 and a 1.
You have a bestial failure, which means I need you to make a hunger check.
What is that, might I ask? What do I roll for that?
You are going to roll your hunger die with your willpower.
What's my hunger die?
You're at 1 hunger.
Okay, so 1 hunger. So 1 die for that, and then how much for? And then what was the other one?
However much willpower you have.
I don't know. My boxes are blank.
So
You
how many
have no
boxes do you have?
willpower?
No, how many boxes do you have?
We'll cover.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So you have.
You have 5 willpower.
Okay.
Because
So I'm
you can
rolling
use your
6.
willpower to re-roll failures and stuff like that too.
Oh damn it! I didn't know that. I would have fucking re-rolled that other failure.
You want to? You want to do that instead?
Yeah, let's re-roll that 1.
Each willpower,
Is that
you can reroll 3 dice.
Mm-hmm. So if you wanted to, you could re-roll all your fucking dice.
That face.
Okay, it looks like willpower works the same way that health does.
Yeah. So okay, thank you for that, Navi. When you use your willpower, make sure you click on the box to mark it off.
Okay. So willpower, using 1 willpower lets me re-roll 3 dice.
Yes.
Then I'm keeping one of the 6s and rolling the other 3. No,
Go right
keep
ahead.
both 6s because they're both successes. I'm just gonna roll the 2. Yeah, then we'll just roll the 2 dice that were failures.
Sounds good.
Critical success and 1 failure. So 2 successes, 1 crit success, 1 failure.
What's the failure number?
It's a 5.
Okay, yeah, no, you're good. So you managed to keep the beast within contained, and you step forward and you go to swing. Edmund, I'm so sorry, my guy. I need you to make another dexterity and athletics check.
Please avoid this. I just want to cold clock this other guy.
Dexterity and what?
I'm gonna feel
Athletics,
terrible
unless
if
you're
I
gonna
don't
use,
use shit.
unless you're gonna try and move this fucking nut job to use him as a kindred shield again.
Well, he's not kicking forward, he's stomping down.
You
I'm
also
coming
have
down with the
an
hand of
awkward-
God.
You also have him at an upward angle, kind of, because the way you guys landed.
Can I hold him down for the foot? Because I see where the foot's going. Can I, like, try and position his ass under it?
No, cold clock
Yes,
means he's gonna
for
punch
that.
him.
I am giving him the hand of God.
It is.
Oh,
Do you not know
can
what
see
cold
where
clock
he
means?
is.
no.
Yeah, cold clock
Okay,
means, yeah,
Edmund,
you're like...
Edmund, make me a strength and brawl check to hold him down. If it says anything, this is a difficulty 6 roll.
6 successes with 2 criticals.
Yep, you managed to hold him down. You struggle for a minute because he is gnashing his teeth, he is biting, he is clawing. But you hold him down just in time for Laurent to bring his fucking fist down, knock him in the face. But what shocks you, because you're not a weak person, Laurent, you can fucking hit like a train. As your hand connects with his face, it's like you just hit titanium.
Ooh.
You feel that punch all the way through your shoulder, and for the first time in a while, you feel pain.
Ooh.
Where
Is
the
that what that
brass
is?
knuckles hit, his skin sizzles and curls away from the weapon. But his head is unmoved. He is still able to sit there and stare up at you like, hey, sup.
Man, I hope you can take another punch, because I got more where that's coming.
All right. So as
Um,
this happens,
Quick question.
yes.
As a free action,
Okay.
have a discipline.
Okay.
It's oh shit. No. Don't edit. God damn it. Stop it. Discard the changes. All right. Daunt.
Ooh.
Appear threatening and exude an aura of menace. Add your presence rating to intimidation rolls, which I don't know what the fuck that means.
Intimidation rolls come into play when you actively are trying to intimidate somebody.
Okay. And then what's my presence?
It's excuse me. Presence is how you appear to other kindred and to mortals.
So is that the
So-
humanity?
It depends on the situation.
All right, that's fair. That's fine.
So you're activating your ability.
Yeah, I want to be scary.
Okay.
I want to put if he's gonna try to be like threatening back, then fuck it. I might as well like, look, you're not about to shake my fucking boots. I'll be damned.
So, as this happens, Rosetta,
Yes.
something happens that has never happened to your magical darkness before.
Oh.
It is dispelled against your will.
Fuck, excuse you?
In the doorway where the unwelcome guest had originally made his entrance stands a Latino man dressed in a blue sweatsuit, gold chains, and a clean-shaven sides with a nice,
Motherfucker.
nice fade up top. Standing next to him, Lydia. You recognize this woman as the owner of the Succubus Club.
Fuck
Octavia, wait.
Octavia, you recognize her too.
Uh-oh. I have no idea what's going on. Shit's
I
about to
don't
get
either.
wild.
I'm so fucking happy right now. Oh my god, it's
Who
her!
are these people?
These two are standing. So, for those who don't know, the gentleman that is in the jogging suit and everything is one that our very own Tia has been fanboying over since the beginning.
Yeah.
Those of you who are have been in the world of the kindred for a while recognize this man as Nines Rodriguez.
One and only.
The best way to explain him is he is the epitome of, fuck the police, straight out of Compton, fuck all y'all, I'm gonna do shit my way because your shit makes no sense. He absolutely hates the Camarilla, and he has always wanted to bring these fuckers down from the inside.
And he's so sexy while doing it.
God.
God damn.
I don't think she's too into him at all here,
No, I am so normal about Nines Rodriguez. The most normal anyone has ever seen. Listen, blame the actor that plays him in LA by Night. Blame him.
Will do.
Cam.
Important question.
For
Does this guy
my-
have a chance of murking this asshole?
You will find out.
For my own sake, could you please
Yes.
tell me what does a 2024 velvet look like? This Egyptian queen.
Please, I need to know.
Okay, so Velvet stands at a daunting 6'5", without her heels on. With her heels on that she is currently wearing, she's closer to 6'9". She is wearing a black leather corset that has very intricate markings embroidered into it that, for those who are of the not so freshly turned kindred, recognize as the Setites, one of the older clans in the kindred society. She is wearing black form-fitting leather leggings with knee-high boots that have a 4 or 5 inch heel on them. Her hair is tied up into a braided bun as golden-kissed tawny skin is decorated in different tattoos and makeup to somewhat resemble the old Egyptian goddesses and priestesses. In her hair is a snake pin coiled around what looks like the remnants of a cross. And a very amused smile graces her velvet red painted lips. Nines steps forward, pulls out a sawed-off shotgun from inside of his jacket, takes one look at Edmund. Move.
Looks up at, I'm gonna look up at Nines. I know Nines, right? I know he's not of the Camarilla.
You
He's
know
not
very
Sam.
much that he's not of the Camarilla.
I'm going to stand up. Have I ever interacted with him?
Not directly, but through other people.
So I'm gonna stand up knowing, you know, his reputation. And I'm going to adjust my gloves, step over the one on the ground, and say in Italian, I don't know who here speaks Italian. I don't know if anyone speaks Italian besides Reese and Rosetta. But I'm going
Tia might. She has a 3 in language.
Well, roll me an intelligence and language and we'll find out.
Ooh.
He's going to
What are you saying, Edmund?
He's going to say, too bad I couldn't get the taste of oblivion, as he starts walking and looks towards Nines and goes, Argus. As he walks over to his sister to make sure she's okay, immediately grabbing her teeth, just like, you good?
In response to your comment, in perfect fluent Italian, Velvet just smiles. Oblivion has a taste for everyone, if you know where to look.
He smiles back at her.
Tia,
with a-
you do know what they both say.
He smiles back at her, going, well, it is of my clan's ways. As he walks with his sister, and immediately, out of serious mode, everyone just sees him grab her face. He's just like, are you okay? Are you good? He's checking her for damage, like, oh my god.
So,
Looking at him like, you're the one that got shot, though.
as you walk away, Edmund, Nines walks over and shoves the barrel of the gun into the prince's mouth. His finger is resting alongside the trigger. He does not have the finger on the trigger ready to pull it. It's almost like he's waiting for something. Going back to initiative order, Tia, it is your turn.
Yeah, it is. Christ. Tia is scared, shocked, a little attracted. She doesn't know what to feel right now. There's a bunch of hot people. One of them is bloody. Another one is holding a gun. The other one has knuckle dusters. Like, she doesn't know what the fuck to do right now. Not to
This dude is
mention
punching people, man.
Not to mention the hot Egyptian lady that walked in. I don't know if you said she's Egyptian. I just know you said she had Egyptian motifs.
So the Setite clan is mostly made of those of Egyptian descent.
I actually, this is Velvet.
Where are you putting her?
Yeah, I do.
Where is it?
Player chatter.
Player
In
chatter.
Oh my god. Sorry, I'm so normal about the characters and players.
Yeah.
So yeah,
anyway.
she I think in a mix of like, you know, when you're so much in shock that you're almost in denial of what's happening around you.
Mm-hmm.
She looks at Nines. One, she looks at Reese, assuming that he still like has his hand on her shoulder. You know, looks at him, looks at everyone that's going on, looks at Nines, and is like, you know, just kind of raises her hand like she's waiting on a teacher.
As you raise your hand, Velvet just smiles and just, in a moment. And ignoring the prince on the floor, she walks over, steps past Reese as if he's not even there. Like, she is ignoring him like he is a piece of crap on the ground. Like he's a pile of dog shit that she just stuffed around.
How dare
I
you.
mean, he's still blind. He can't see nothing.
No, the darkness
He
is gone.
can't be offended by this. He's too distracted by his sense of smell, which As she steps by you, she smells very strongly of sandalwood, citrus, and a very slight hint of like a dragon's blood incense. But it's such an overwhelming smell that it just assaults your senses. Tia.
Yeah.
She reaches forward with perfectly manicured blood red nails, takes your chin between her finger and her thumb, lifts your gaze to hers. All in due time, little one. Sit down and let the grown-ups talk.
She's actually getting a little mad that she's like,
As you stutter, she puts a finger to your lips. Leans in close to your ear, just, I'll make it worth your while, and then pushes you onto the sofa.
Leading to
Is Tia doing anything else other than having a panic?
She's definitely having a panic. She's trying to look very respectfully at her eyes, and not anywhere else. Definitely her eyes.
Mommy,
Her eyes up
sorry.
there.
Mommy, sorry. Mommy, sorry.
Literally,
Okay, this is player knowledge, guys. But Lydia's hooked up with her on multiple occasions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Lydia and her had a friends with benefits situation for a while.
Also in
Nice.
player chat, that's how Tia's looking up at I don't know her name, but that's what Tia in player
Velvet.
chatter. That's what she
Her name
looks
is
up.
Velvet Velour.
Velvet, that's
Yeah.
right.
Her name is Velvet Velour, and she's the current owner of the Succubus Club. Anyway, so
Yeah, she's not
as
really
Tia's
doing
having a
anything,
panic
she's
on
just
the sofa,
Blink.
Ulysses, it is your turn. Shit has gone all kinds of sideways. There's a shotgun being shoved in his mouth, and there's two people here that you know, kind of, sort of, through Laron. Like,
Mhm.
shit's just got all kinds of hell. What are you doing?
Ulysses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, wait, is it my go? I'm super spaced out. I'm sorry.
Yes,
Yeah, I thought it was your
is
go.
your character's
You're good.
name Ulysses.
You're good. It's your turn. So
Um,
basically, what you see is this Hispanic vampire you
Nines.
know as Nines shove a shotgun into the prince's mouth. Velvet is currently causing the new kid to have a panic, and shit's gone all kinds of sideways.
I look at Nines and I say, well, what are you waiting for?
Nines looks at you, looks at Laron, looks at Lydia, looks back at the prince, and just, trust me, I have my reasons. And I can't do the voice very well right now, but in the game and in a lot of the media, he sounds a lot like a very young Antonio Banderas from like Once Upon a Time in Mexico Antonio Banderas.
Mm-hmm.
If my throat wasn't so fucked, I could do it, but he's gonna kind of sound like Beetlejuice tonight. But yeah, he looks at you and says, I have my reasons.
He tried to kill everyone in this room. Either
And
you
he's
kill
not
him
going-
or
He's not going to go unpunished for this, but I need answers first. And this fucker, he shoves the gun a little deeper into the throat. You can hear some gagging noises, you know, waiting for the Pornhub music to start.
My acute hearing. Why?
You chose it. And
Ulysses.
he shoves the gun in a little deeper and just, this fucker is the reason I lost 32 of my closest friends. I need to know why.
Fine. But I want to cut his hands off first.
He looks at you. For a second, it looks like he's trying to gauge your like, vibe here and everything, and then he just kind of, he doesn't fucking need him, take him.
I cut his hands off.
Because he is restrained and has a shotgun in his mouth, I will just go ahead and say that you do it. So
Alright.
your sword, being so well kept, it slices through his flesh and bone like a hot knife through butter.
After that, I sheath my saber and I just look over at Laurent and I say, "Hey, you all right, boss?"
Little shook up, but otherwise I'm fine. I take it that we don't have much of a choice in this matter, as far as letting this man go or not. But yeah, what's the plan then, Nines?
Nines kind of looks at Laron, again looks at Lydia, looks back at Laron, just... This motherfucker was involved in something back in San Diego. Your friend here, and he jabs a thumb at Lydia, was a little more close to the situation than she would care to admit, but because of this fucking asshole, I lost so many people that night in San Diego. The night that they claimed it was a gas leak that brought down a giant hotel.
Oh, I heard about that situation.
Some of my oldest friends were buried amongst the rubble and incinerated because this fucker tried to help make a grab for a power that nobody has any business in taking.
So
Lydia,
I take it
he is calling you out by name, by the way.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
look.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm perfectly fine. I understand the details of the situation, and it really doesn't matter at this stage of the game. But this man's also been causing me a handful of issues out here, if it's who I presume it to be. Are you just gonna take him back, wrap him in some silver chain, and interrogate him until he tells you something, or why don't we just get this out the way now?
Nines goes to say something, but Velvet steps in. She walks over, places a gentle hand on Laron's shoulder, kind of like you would place a hand on a kid's shoulder to get their attention quietly.
I don't like being disrespected that way. Don't talk down to me.
Oh, she's not talking down because she's looking you as well in the eye as somebody who is standing about 6'9" with high heels can. It's not like she can't talk down to you.
Right.
Sorry, I had to.
It's more of a
Honestly,
scenario
though,
than anything
she's
else.
so mommy.
She puts a gentle hand on your shoulder and just, oh, darling. I was actually going to ask our dear friend, Lydia, and she gives you a smile and a very, very, very seductive wink. Lydia, if we could borrow her
Hi.
basement, because I have a feeling that our new little... And she looks at Tia up and down, looks at Nines with a very irritated, frustrated look. Our newest member of the Kindred would like some answers as well as to what's going on. And given the nature of her embrace, if you will, our friend here may have some answers to that as well.
Fair point. Then I was in the process of trying to introduce Tia to our arrangements that we have here, but if we need to have more appropriate conversation and over some drinks, that's perfectly acceptable. Do you need help tying this prince up?
He's not a prince anymore. And she almost looks like she's trying to find a word that won't leave a nasty, bitter taste on her tongue.
Mm-hmm.
He has long since left the realm of reason. He has been in a state of frenzied torpor for at least 30 years. He hasn't fed in 15 on human blood.
So,
I think
out of
we
curiosity,
killer.
does that mean that the throne is currently open, or is anyone planning on taking that?
This is a complicated situation as he is not dead.
Yet.
Keyword is yet.
She looks at Ulysses and gives him a smile. I like the way you think. Now, Laron, was it?
Yes, Violet, right?
Velvet.
Velvet.
Thank you.
Velvet.
Velvet, correct?
Yes. Do me a favor, and she squeezes your bicep very much in a ooh, you're strong kind of way.
Ah!
Just use those big, strong muscles of yours to take him downstairs and tie him up, would you? I'm sure my dear, dear close friend Lydia wouldn't mind if we borrowed her basement.
Got some silver chain that I could use.
Oh, trust me, I know Lydia. She's well equipped.
The face
I've been around the block. I know
expressions
what that
are
means. Like
getting
y'all
me.
talking about. Never mind. Let me go take the gentleman, and I go over to dumbass McFuckboy McGee, and look him dead in the face. And you're like, now listen, I'm gonna pick you up and take you down here. You cause a problem, I'm knocking you the fuck out.
He just laughs.
Real talk, on
beyond
God,
point of
no cap,
words.
no cap.
He's beyond words. He's just in a state of manic laughter and insanity.
And that
You
works as
want me
an
to cut
answer.
anything else off, boss?
Wouldn't be opposed to cutting his tongue off.
Yeah, he'll
we
have a
need
little
that.
trouble still talking, but
No worries. I'll go
And-
take him down and secure the man.
I
For the sake of-
I go with him as insurance.
Hell yeah.
Fair enough. For the sake of argument, Lydia, is it safe to assume that you do keep silver chains in the basement in case of emergency?
Yeah.
All right.
I was
So
actually gonna say, because she's still on the floor with Nick.
yeah, and we'll get to Nick here in a minute because Velvet's got some shit to say.
Mhm.
I will say that Octavia has been mending Lyndon, calling him a dumbass this whole time, and telling him to walk.
Which
this
we will
off
also
already.
touch base on.
But
We
yeah,
will-
Edmund is looking between his sister and then kind of glancing over at Tia, like the newcomer. His sister, the newcomer, like it's what he's supposed to do right now. Because Reese, he knows he has his sister, and there's the newcomer.
Mhm.
He keeps glancing back, like, what am I supposed to take care of right now?
Yeah, and while, they're having their little talk and everything, and after she reassures Edmund she's okay, Rosetta is going to reach up and, bring Reese's face a bit closer to hers and kiss his eyes to let him know he can put his senses back on.
Well, he
Gently
has no
kiss
sense of
his
touch.
lids.
I was gonna say it's super cute and I love that, but he
But
can't
has
feel
no sense of
anything.
touch.
Yeah.
He's
He
gonna block
only
his
has
nose
his
then.
sense of smell. There you go.
Squeeze 3 times to
nose,
let him
yeah.
know.
Honk honk. All right, so yeah, she does that, and you know that it's safe to turn your senses back on, Reese.
And he does so.
As soon as you open your eyes, you see what I have described. There is a hole in the floor where Edmund's head was. There is a very hot Egyptian vampire, a very hot Latino vampire, and the princey prince is getting dragged downstairs. They're coming to take me away, haha.
He honestly didn't even look at anybody except Rosetta to turn and make sure that she was
Aw.
okay. The other 2 vampires, Nines and Velvet, mean nothing to him. He doesn't care how hot they are.
She gives them, wraps her arms around his thing, nuzzles his chest. While doing that, she's gonna secretly hide the locket thing in the back of his
Ooh,
pants where he keeps
you're gonna
his gun.
stealth it? Okay, go ahead and make me a dexterity stealth check.
She's like, I'm just grabbing my husband's ass.
No one's looking at us, so.
As far as you know.
Edmund's gonna start making his way towards Tia, fucking shoulder bleeding, just like, they're fine. I'm gonna go check on the child.
Okay. Real quick,
Damn, I
Rosetta.
got no successes.
Oof. Okay, so
Willpower!
as you...
Willpower!
You're right, I
You
forgot
do
this is
have-
a thing!
Okay. Roll your willpower dice.
2 successes, 1 critical. So it's 1 critical, 1 regular.
Sadly, not enough.
Damn.
Velvet rolled 6 successes. 2 of them were critical.
God.
Was not beating that.
You're going up against a 1,000-year-old vampire, just so you know.
I did not know who she was. Yeah, that makes sense.
So as you try to stealthily slip this brooch into your husband's pocket, totally filling up that caked up on a Tuesday night shit.
Mhm.
It's Fat Tuesday in more ways than one.
Hey.
A very delicate but strong hand grasps your wrist and pulls your hand up. Turns your wrist over, and she looks at your hand and then smiles at you. It's not nice to keep secrets, little girl.
Not really a secret when I have nothing to do with you.
Then what's this?
This is my pride.
This is coming with me.
Zeta growls at her. And what makes you think?
Okay,
You?
go ahead and make me a. Let's see how we're gonna do this. Let's make this a. Give me a manipulation and intimidation check.
Okay. Nope.
You growl at her. She leans in close, again ignoring your stud muffin husband. Her nails trace up your wrist where your once pulsing arteries ran, now lay lifeless. Runs her nails up your wrist, underneath the brooch, pops it out of your hand. It flips in the air a couple of times and lands in hers. She leans into your ear, her lips brushing the outer shell of your ear to let the feathers touch. Don't play games you can't win, baby girl.
Man, I almost want to use my eyes of the serpent on her.
You can feel Rosetta trembling in anger against your side. And she's like
So
doing
as
all
soon as
she
she
can not to
has-
snap at this lady.
As soon as she has the brooch, Velvet steps aside, giving space again. Edmund, what are you doing with Tia?
I'm gonna walk over to Tia and I'm going to place my hand on her back and go, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. And he walks her kind of out of the room to talk with her for a moment to check in. Because
I would say she jumps at his touch. I mean, this is again, she hasn't been able to process shit.
exactly. So Edmund's gonna move her out of the room to check in because Reese got his sister. He 100% knows that they got this. So he moves you out of the room and he goes, "All right, speak."
I wanna go home. And she's like fully sobbed. Like she sobs and she's like, I just want my mom.
He's going to
Cam, the DM, now feels bad.
he looks at her and kind of looks around and thinks about his sister for a moment before he's awkwardly pulls her into a small hug, patting her head, going, don't worry, well, do you want to call her?
Real
That
quick,
bastard
Edmund.
broke my phone.
You can use mine.
Edmund, I have a quick question.
Hmm.
How good is your sense of smell?
Sense of smell, not pretty normal, but I have acute hearing.
Okay, the reason I asked this is because now that Nines is in the room, there's a familiar scent coming off of Tia. And it wasn't in the room before.
Do I know what the scent is? Is it familiarity of them both, or is it just...
You know of Nines in general, and because he's in the room, you can smell him, and Tia smells not identical, but very similar to him.
Alright, well, that's fine. He's going to kind of bring her a little further away and go, alright, do you want to use my phone? My sister Rosetta, she gave me a cell phone, but I don't normally use it. You know your mother's number? See?
Yeah, but what the fuck am I supposed to tell her? Hey, Mom, I'm a vampire now, and everything in my life changed.
No.
By the way,
As I'd said many times before, you are not supposed to say that.
We're in another room, sir.
right?
You
I'm
are
shouting.
I mean, she's not shouting it. She's like, what am I supposed to tell her? That oh, hey, Mom, I'm a vampire. I guess you're not called vampires, you're called kindreds. And everything about my life is about to change. You know that hot guy I told you about last night? He's the one that did this to me!
Tia, I need you to
Voice
take a
crack,
deep breath.
though.
This is what you're going to tell her, alright? You're going to tell her that you have gotten the opportunity of a lifetime. You are meeting with the head of the morticians of the Mortain Mortuary. You are going to tell her that you are taking a tour and you will be home soon, but you have dropped your phone and it was stepped on. I will get you a new one, but I need you to calm down tell your mom that you are either going to be late or you are going to be staying the night out with some friends. This is an opportunity of a lifetime for you. Got it?
Yeah, fucking opportunity of a lifetime, my ass! Hand me your phone!
He hands her the phone. It's a nice phone that Rosetta has given him, but as you open it, the only thing you can really tell is there is no password. He does not know how to set up a password.
I imagine the text is also super big.
No, it's perfectly fine. It's just, it looks like it hasn't been touched. The only thing that has been changed is the background is of him, his sister, and Reason. And it looks like a really, like, Edmund's probably hasn't touched his phone in so long, he forgot what he put the background on, so it's kind of an embarrassment for him to have anyone see it, but it looks like they snuck into, like, Disney World at night, and they took a picture wearing those stupid fucking hats. And when you open it up and he sees it, he kind of, like, you can almost see him, like, have the urge to snatch the phone out of your hand, but he kind of, like, grips his hands, like, don't do it, don't snatch the phone, and he's just like, enter your mom's number. And if he could blush, he'd be blushing. He's looking away like, God damn it. Fucking Rosetta.
She looks at the photo and then looks up at him and then types her mom's number in, is like pacing slightly as she's waiting for her mom. What time of night is it? Because it's still pretty late in the night, right?
I would say by now it's about, given everything going on, I would say it's about like midnight 30-ish.
Has it been?
Yeah.
I thought the sun was still up by the time we got over here.
I don't
No, the
think
sun's
so.
not up because you would be dead.
I was gonna say, because it was like 8 o'clock when we all, like 8, 9 o'clock when we all got here. So it's only like maybe 10 at the latest.
You're right. Sorry, I did my math wrong. I'd say like 10:30-ish right now.
Okay, fine. Regardless, Tia's like waiting for her mom to answer. And Edmund, since you're in the room, you see this. The minute she hears when you hear like the click of an answering, you see her pull her phone, like the phone slightly away from her ear, and you just hear angry yelling on the other side of the line. You know, like an anxious mother. It's a mix of like English, and Vietnamese, like you know, like Spanglish, that, but with Vietnamese instead of Spanish. So there's random words of English and random words of Vietnamese. And she's like, yeah, mom, yeah, listen, I'm gonna be home a little late. I'm probably gonna stay the night with a friend. I found a new tour route that will, get us some more money. Yeah, you know that old mortuary place? Yeah, the really stingy guy that you think is like worshiping Satan? Yeah, no, he's actually pretty chill. He's giving me a tour of the place.
With a deadpan face. Kind of like look at the bloody shoulder, just like, I took a bullet to make sure that this kid lives. Really? As he looks back at you.
Yeah. She's like, yeah. The thing that the one that you thought was like, you thought for sure was like either dead or like a Satanist. Yeah, no, he's totally chill. Oh, you want to talk to him? Yeah. Hi, Edmund. And she just hands the phone to him.
He takes it and
Okay,
goes,
so as soon as you answer the phone, Edmund, I'm not going to attempt the language because I can't speak it, but you get very much the idea of, who the hell do you think you are? Why are you keeping my daughter out so late? What is wrong with you? Just the kind of like how the angry Latina mother finds out at the last second that her daughter is staying over at a friend's house without telling her. That kind of vibe.
He takes a nice breath and turns on his best charm and his best boy popple is just like, what is Tia's last name?
LeBeau.
Ciao, Lady LeBeau. It is a pleasure to speak to you. I am sorry that I am keeping your daughter out so late. I am.
Who do you think you are?
I am not one that is worthy enough to keep her out so late, but with your gracious ability to allow her to stay out, I am ever in your debt. Now, your daughter I have found is extremely bright, and I would like to offer her not only an opportunity to move her tourist attraction to my lovely home, but also see to it that any college that she has ever wanted to go, any school, any faction, any job that she's ever wanted, I will personally write a note of recommendation.
As soon as you mention that, the line goes quiet for a few seconds.
He knows moms.
Any college, you say?
Any college at all. Full recommendation for a
Uh,
scholarship. She is extremely intelligent.
Hand the phone back to my daughter.
You have a yes, and hands it back to you, looking at you like your turn.
Yeah.
She did.
If you don't take this fucking opportunity, I swear to God.
Right? No.
So
She's like,
your mom has
"So,
gone
Mom?"
from screaming and being angry to being almost terrifyingly calm. Tia,
Yeah.
I want you to know I am not mad that you are calling me so late. I am simply disappointed. But
Oh, it's the worst.
did I finish speaking?
No, ma'am.
Good. Given the given the size of this opportunity, I can't think of the word. It's English. It's stupid. English is broken. And she's speaking to you in Vietnamese.
Yeah.
Given the size of this opportunity, if you mess this up, I will have you cleaning out the laundromat next door for the next 36 years.
Damn, 36 is so specific.
You don't even own that one, Ma. We just live next door to it.
Did you just backtalk me?
No, ma'am. I will be the perfect intern, student, business partner. And she's looking at Edmund like, what title am I?
I'm so
He
proud of you.
mouths
Just
up
be
in
sure to
turn.
make sure you hydrate, make sure you eat something, and I will see you when you come home. Have a wonderful evening, darling. I'm so proud of you, Click.
He smiles at her. Edmund gives you a nice, like, calm smile before holding his hand out and going, "A cute earrings. Wonder. Your mother is very charming."
That's one. Yeah, I love her. As terrifying as she is. In fact, I'm pretty sure she could have beaten what's his name all by herself.
Simply with
give
a single
her-
chocolate.
I have no doubt.
Give
about
her a bamboo broom and some tiger balm, and she's
Oh, God.
mwah.
it. He places a hand on your shoulder and goes, "Now." As you hand him back his phone, he goes, "Now, tell me, Lucy, do you have any other questions before we return back in?"
A lot of my questions are for, and pardon my French, for the hottie that's holding a gun right now.
You kind of see
I
him
wanna know-
pause for a moment. As he thinks for a moment, he's like, Reason.
The one in the blue jumpsuit.
Kind of stops and thinks for a minute and goes,
Ulysses?
like, I know there is Motavio, and there is Ulysses, and oh, nice.
The one that did this.
Ah, nueve. All right. Come with me. And he starts walking back.
All right, so while you guys are doing that, LaRon and Ulysses. Downstairs, you guys have managed, surprisingly, he has allowed you to chain him up. He has not fought back, he has not struggled. Like, he has basically let you move him in any way you need to. Which is not at all what you expected.
Alright. Cool, yeah. So I checked the BDSM dungeon downstairs. That's the vibe I got.
As you know from personal experience, everybody who's a higher ranking kindred keeps silver chains in case of emergency. Lydia just happens to have hers hanging on a hook by the doorway.
I'm just saying there's some other stuff here. There's some other decorations. I'm not judging.
The silver chains are hanging by a hook by the door.
All right. So yeah, I get them all strung up and stuff, neck, chest, arms and stuff. And I'm like, all right then. I think we got ourselves a good old hog tied up.
Keep thinking that. We'll see what happens when your friends get down here.
Sure. I just don't anticipate you getting free of that little contraption. Move too close to that, you might hurt yourself. Or did you forget?
You really think you've got a big bite, don't you? Without your little guard dog there, and he nods to Ulysses, I bet you ain't jack shit.
Ulysses smirks and says, "Is it want me to give you some alone time, boss?"
Oh, nah, I got nothing to prove to a has-been. It's a shame to see someone someone of such high esteem drop to such a low status like this.
As soon as you call him a has-been, he lurches forward, ignoring the fact that the chains are digging and tearing into his flesh and searing his very muscle, and he gets within an inch of your face.
I'm not flinching. I'm fucking standing there.
You stand in your ground.
Ooh,
He
did I
gets-
pinch a nerve?
We'll see who the has-been is. Just you wait. Everybody's time's coming. And just to get his point across, he spits a mouthful of coagulated grossness blood in your face.
I don't flinch. Laurent just
Seeing
like
you not flinch, he actually sits back and looks impressed for a half second.
he's-
I hand Laurent a handkerchief.
Thank you very much, Ulysses. Let me wipe that off real quick. Much appreciated. I'm sorry I had to dirty something of yours with such vile blood. And I lean in to homeboy who's now sat back and go, look, I understand you seem to have a thing going on, a little chip on your shoulder. All right. Let me remind you that at this very moment, your life is in my hands. I could just tug on those chains a little bit harder, really let you feel the nice silver burn on you before you decide to fuck with me again. All right? I know that you think that Louisiana is your domain, but I've been here since the beginning, sweetheart. Don't fucking forget it.
Ooh.
And Laurent like straightens up and walks the fuck back upstairs.
We out.
That's kind of hot, though.
I was about to say that was so sexy of Laurent.
What were you saying, Link?
If only other people had heard it.
I just said we out, and yeah, Ulysses follows Laurent out.
Drop the mic on his dumb
Alright.
ass.
So you guys head upstairs. At this point, Nines and Velvet have managed to get things to a quiet, somewhat sort of like calmness as best as can happen right now. Nines is currently like leaning in the doorway, trying to be
I was gonna say, can you
antisocial.
fix my door?
Your door is currently embedded 3 feet into the wall.
Pull it out. Just put some oil on
Oh,
it.
fuck.
Octavia's gonna go up to Velvet.
Just use some elbow grease.
Mm-hmm.
Octavia's gonna slide
What was
over
Octavia
to,
doing?
She's gonna slide over to Velvet and go, "Hey, I'm glad you came."
He smiles, like grabs her cheeks in her hands and kind of squishes her face like you do with a kid. And just, I'm so glad you're okay, little one. You were always my favorite one. I'm so glad you're right. Did they hurt you? And she's like looking you over, moving your head around like a Barbie doll's, just like no scratches. Lifts up the arm to make sure everything's working just fine.
I'm good. But
And then she then proceeds to let go of your face and pull you into a full-blown hug, and your face is just right there in her titties.
she gives her a hug back and she goes, "So, thankfully you came at the perfect time."
I apologize. Our transportation was delayed. We left as soon as we received your text.
That's great. So is that a yes?
I can't speak for my friend here, but I can personally grant you safe passage back home.
That's great. I need to talk with Lydia about that. And she kind of looks over where Lydia is.
And without missing a beat, Velvet just beckons Lydia over with a finger.
Lydia was on the floor, basically, like, rubbing Nick's head.
Okay, in that case, Velvet takes Octavia by the arm and walks her over to Lydia. I see you have a new friend. Rather, a new state in this friend. She's
Sorry,
talking
can
to
you
Lydia.
repeat that?
Basically, she's just like, oh, so you changed him finally. It's only been how fucking long?
She just kind of like looks up at Velvet. And she has like that look in her eyes of the I had to.
Oh, darling, I'm not judging. Trust me. I'm just saying it's been a hot minute, and we've been only telling you for how many years now? But that's besides the point. That's a talking point for another day. I have something rather important to discuss. Your adopted child here, and she motions to Octavia, is calling in her boon with me.
She kind of looks at her, looks back at Octavia.
Lydia, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it, but now seeing what happened, I have to go back to San Diego and I need to figure out what the hell went down. I have to, and my grandparents aren't getting any younger. I can't just not see them again. You have Tia to take care of, and now you have Nick, and I feel like you have a lot on your plate. If I can help by investigating into some stuff, then maybe it can help all of us.
She kind of straightens up, looking at her. She's still on the floor. Just promise me one thing.
What is it?
You'll be safe.
Of course I'll be safe. I got my guns, I got my healing. I'll be fine.
Octavia.
You're not a baby fledgling anymore.
I feel like there's something inside of my chest that is telling me go back to San Diego. Figure this out. And she kind of gestures to the mess around them. I feel like this is my final sign telling me that I need to go. You don't even have to put up any of the money. Velvet's gonna put me up in Kid We Safe Passage. I've saved up money from my job.
Octavia.
Yes.
I'm not gonna stop you.
You're not?
No.
Thank goodness. I was really worried with what happened there. I was really worried about leaving you here with. And she kind of like looks towards Lynn.
She pulls her down and gives her a hug.
As soon as you look over at Lind and you're pulled into the hug, Octavia, you look over and Lind, who was dying and like full blown, just on his second death's door, he is now laying there, one hand propping his head up, laying there like, paint me like one of your French girls, just like, oh no, don't let me stop the moment.
Octavia hugs Lydia back and sticks her tongue out at Lynn like, shit up. It's my mom moment.
Make me, bitch.
She looks up to Lydia and whispers, why couldn't I have just, off him? Finish the job.
Damn it.
Sorry, it like kept cutting in and out for me. I apologize. I am so sorry.
No, you're good. Lynn
and Octavia are having a sibling moment.
Yeah, they're having a moment where he's like, make me bitch, but she's like, shut up, and she's just like, why didn't I just, finish the job?
Lydia like kind of hugs her a little tighter, rubs her hair a little bit, then pulls away. Just, I know you will be safe.
I'll text you every night.
All right. So while that is going on, Tia.
Yes.
Where are you right now?
We were walking back with Edmund. I assume back to everyone else.
Yeah, Edmund brought you back and went to his family, giving you a pat on the shoulder, like, you got this. Kind of looked over towards Nines and kind of gestured to her, like, she's got questions before walking to,
yeah, she was so confident and like, I'm gonna give him a piece of my mind. He's gonna know that he fucked up. And then the second, like, Nines looked, she's like, oh fuck, I can't do this. Fuck.
Giving her a patting on the shoulder, a reassuring smile. It's like, you got this. Don't worry. Looks over towards Nines and kind of motions him over, like, she needs to talk to you.
Nines looks at you, looks at Tia, is still leaning in the doorway, and just, you can come over here and talk.
You see Edmund visibly look annoyed as he looks towards Lydia and goes, "Do you want him to go with you?"
Tia looks at him. She's like, I think I got it. And she, you know,
Nines
clears her
rolls
throat.
his eyes as you're sitting there doing this. Nines rolls his eyes, walks over, hooks an arm around your shoulder, and just beelines it to the kitchen.
Why are people touching me today?
Edmund calls out, "If you need anything, throw something," and he just walks over to Rosetta as he speaks in Italian, saying, "We need to talk about because she knows Italian apparently, she can hear him say this to Rosetta. We need to talk about her position at the mortuary."
You see Rosetta still seething because of Velvet, and she's just like, what position? Those positions.
We'll talk about it after.
So I will say, Laron and Ulysses get up to the top of the stairs just in time to see Nines hook an arm around Tia and beeline her to the kitchen away from everybody.
Tia's gonna look at Laron and Ulysses, and there's a slight like, "Help me! Wait, please help me! Wait!" but not like a genuine like I'm in danger. More like, wait, I wasn't ready. I'm not ready to be social. Wait.
Laron's gonna. He looks over at Ulysses and I gotta go. I don't think Lydia will mind if I grab a drink from her kitchen. I'll meet you in the sitting room, Ulysses. And he pulls out, during that whole fighting encounter, he never lost his fucking blunt. He pulls that motherfucker out, lights that son of a bitch,
Hero.
The hero we deserve.
and he walks
God,
into the
I
fucking
love
kitchen.
Laron.
I feel like this entire story was just created to destroy Tia's brain.
Honestly, yeah. Tia's gonna go to bed and be like, you know what? I'm sure stepping in the sun won't be that bad. I'll just die. That'll be better than
Well,
whatever the
guess
fuck
I'll
is happening right now. Right?
Alright.
Yeah,
Alright. So yeah, you follow them to the kitchen?
I'm just gonna walk in. I'm not following shit. I'm just walking into the kitchen.
He's gonna get
Laron
that
is far
drink.
too cool for that shit.
So as you step into the kitchen, Tia,
Yeah.
Nines kind of like picks you up like you weigh nothing and just sits you on the counter.
Wait, no.
Goes to the fridge, pulls out a blood bag, and just throws it at you.
She catches it and she's like, is there like do I just tear into it with my teeth? You got like a straw or something?
He rolls his eyes.
Cam,
He rolls his eye. Yes?
there's a drawer full of straws, and you know the straws.
He rolls his eyes, looks through the drawers, picks up a Capri Sun straw, and hands it to you.
Thanks.
And it's specifically the kind that came with the Capri Sun boxes that you had to unfold and pray
Yep.
to snap in half.
Yep.
Oh, Nines, you want to hand me one of them?
He hands one to you, just kind of long time no see.
Yeah, good to see you too. He looks over at Tia, hold the bag, and he's like, "Are you taking to this pretty quickly, aren't you?"
I don't think. All due respect, sir. Excuse my language. I don't think I have a fucking choice.
I mean, for sure. In the big picture, you don't. But wait, hold on. I forgot. I'm a Ventru. So does the blood she have on hand match what I need to consume?
Yes.
Oh, thank God.
And it's the same type that Nines handed to you.
Okay, cool. Then, he's gonna.
He knows you well enough to know that he's not gonna be an asshole on purpose unless you're an asshole to him.
Oh no, I just wanted to make sure. Like, if it wasn't, I would have just been like, "Oh no, I need a different one. Can you hand me one of the other ones in the back?"
Yeah, no, you're good. He hands you one that fits with your particular type, and now that you're in closer quarters, you realize that Tia has the same scent that Nines does, and it pretty much clicks as to what happened.
Oh yeah, no. I put 7 and 7 together.
So I love the face you made when Cam said it smells the same. Just,
Yeah.
Makes sense. 1 + 1, 2.
Yep, I put 7 and 7 together. It's all
Plus
good.
2 equals fish.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, Nines, question for you. And I feel like you know where this might be going.
I do have a feeling, but go ahead and ask anyway, man.
Sure, you want to explain why we're just out here willy-nilly creating new members to the flock without giving them the proper guidance?
I was actually just about to explain that to her. If you want to sit in and listen, you can.
Oh, by all means, I'm just here, taking a smoke, have me a drink. You want to smoke? Want to hit?
Without even blinking, he takes the joint, takes like a good 20-second drag, and hands it back without blinking.
Excellent. Go ahead.
Looks at Tia and just, so, how much do you remember from the other night? Well, rather, earlier, I should say.
Well, she pops the straw out of her mouth. She's like, well, I remember getting off of work. I remember getting a drink with some friends. You walking up to me, after my friends were like, ooh, look at that guy over there. I remember the dancing. She kind of looks at Laurent like she's like, I don't want him to hear that. And she kind of gives him a look that says, cover your ears. Cover your ears.
He gives her a look of like, there's nothing you can say that would make you.
So there was this donkey.
There's nothing you can say to be embarrassing. I've been here long enough. I've heard it all. Trust me. There's nothing you can say to shock me.
She just kind of shakes her head. She's like, I remember the dancing, the touching. You kissed me a few times. That was nice. You're a good kisser. By the way, and she kind of like, again, her brain's everywhere. She's like, by the way, is that Siete Machos Urania, the original cologne? Smells great. Smells absolutely amazing. Anyway, sorry.
So it's safe to say you remember most of that evening.
I remember everything up until the point you said you were gonna walk me home. And then I woke up on a park bench, feeling sick.
Wait.
I figured someone roofied me.
I left you in your room.
Why was I on a park bench?
So let me explain what happened after you kind of forgot everything. It wasn't that I wasn't attracted to you. You're a very lovely young woman, and physically you're very attractive, but the reason I approached you and ignored your friends that night is because our guest in the basement had taken a liking to you.
He did mention something about coming back for me when I threw my phone at him and he broke it.
We're
What
not
was that
sure.
about?
God, you're rude. Your mother should take you to chocolate more. Yeah, anyway.
I didn't. No, player. That's my bad. That was the Discord delay. She didn't mean to interrupt him.
Oh no, I'm keeping that in because I think it's funny.
No, she didn't. She wasn't gonna interrupt him. She's a good.
Okay,
girl.
fine. Okay, Tia, if it makes you feel better, Nines thinks you're a very good girl. Anyway. So he just kind of he rubs his head a little bit, tries to find words, and just, we're not sure why he's taken an interest in you, but he decided that he was gonna, instead of leaving you bloody in a ditch like he did the other bodies, which I know for a fact your buddy Laurent here has found, he had every intention of making you into whatever he is, which used to be a Ventru, but you don't know a whole lot about that yet, so me explaining it to you wouldn't really do much good at the moment. He's the equivalent of a rabid dog that has to be put down, but this rabid dog could give us answers, so the best way I can explain it is he is a small part of this chess game. He's just a pawn, he's not the king. And for whatever reason, he decided that you were going to be his target, so I will admit, I got a little flirty, I got you a couple of drinks, I, wooed my way into your heart rose-tinted glasses there, and unfortunately, there was an incident. Do you remember waking up in different clothes than you went out in?
No. And she kind of looks down at herself. She's like, I remember wearing this. Was I not wearing this?
Hope
You
you're
were
good at
wearing
dishing
something-
out this information, Nines. This is sounding pretty intense.
And then you see her get a little flustered. She's like, please tell me you didn't see me naked. Please tell me that. What is it?
I kept my eyes closed. I kept my eyes closed respectfully because
What a gentleman.
you got impaled.
Huh?
Just as I was getting ready to walk you home, our friend downstairs jumped us, and unfortunately, he managed to get past me, and he decided he was going to attempt to turn you and impaled you with part of a street post that he broke.
She's like checking her body. She's like, I don't feel like
You're not gonna-
scars.
You're not gonna see the scars. That's part of the whole. I hate to say it this way, but damned if X didn't get stuck in my head. The whole genie gig. You'll meet X eventually. I hope never. Yeah. So I managed to fend him off. Velvet came in at the last second and really saved my ass there because I tried to take him on head on, one-on-one, and he almost final deathed me. It was not pretty, but the only way that I could keep you from dying was to then proceed to turn you into a kindred. So you are a bruja, Nina.
I'm a witch. I'm a witch.
No, not like a bruja, but you're a bruja.
Bruja is a classification amongst our kind.
We're also
that's
called
right.
anarchs.
You guys do the whole clan thing. Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense than me being a
It's-
witch.
I hate the name, but a lot of people call us anarchs as well because we don't believe in the Camarilla and their fucking fist of power overlord bullshit. One clan should not be in charge of all the clans. It's some fucking bullshit. But you know what? I'm only one bruja. What am I gonna do? Although, don't ever look up the bombing in San Francisco. That's a whole other story. Anyway.
We
Were
bomb
you
people.
behind that?
Not me personally, but I know a guy who knows a guy who screwed up the other guy. It's a long story. And you know, Laurent, that he's got his fingers in all kinds of different pies. He's like you. He's got connections everywhere.
Yeah, Laurent just like, look, what is a long story, but a small meeting between friends with lives like ours, huh?
Absolutely.
Tia kind of just raises her hand slightly. She's still like, sipping on the blood pouch. She's like raising her hand again. She's like,
Yes, Tia, darling.
Yes, Nina.
so now that what's his face is down there, I'm safe now, right? I mean, he didn't do the
No.
thing, so
No.
of course not. Of course not.
Unfortunately, like I said, he's a pawn on the chessboard. We don't know who's pulling the strings and making the moves. We're pretty sure that whatever reason he was after you was based off of whoever he is working with, which is why, as much as I wanted to, I didn't pump his skull full of lead.
Listen, while I'm flattered, and trust me, there are so many hot people here. It's a little overwhelming. While I'm flattered, right? I run a tourist trap for like rich people. That occasionally does like a blood drive for soldiers or whatever.
Nina, I cannot tell you the reasons why these things are happening. Knock it off. Sorry, the dog was getting into the trash.
Instead of
No, you're
Kenji,
good. I'm just imagining
Yeah,
that
instead of
yelling at some
Kenji.
random bird.
it's Lynn.
Anyway.
Lynn is over there, and he's yelling at Lynn.
Lady, get out of the trash! Anyway. I cannot tell you one way or another why they have eyes on you. I don't know what's going on, but the item that Velvet took from your I'm gonna say it like it is. Your pinche bitch friend.
Oh, the hot Italian lady?
Referring to Rosetta. He full out calls her a pinche pendejo. Anyway, the pinche pendeja who took the brooch. I didn't want to have to break this to you because I wanted to be able to ease you into this lifestyle, but shit's moving faster than I expected, and we're about to go have a talk with Lydia because shit's hitting the fan, and she was kind of at the center of it last time. But there was a sarcophagus that had a very, very ancient, theoretically the first vampire in it, and her ex-boyfriend tried to steal that power, and it was a whole thing, and there was an explosion, and that brooch is a huge part of all of that.
Beg all of your pardons.
I would say Tia kind of like looks to the side, like giving Laurent a look. Like, are you hearing this? Like, are you?
You would
I'm-
know, Laurent, without even having to, like, do any history checks or anything. You know that he's referring to Sebastian LaCroix back in San Diego finding the coffin of Cain, the first vampire.
Yeah, so like that's the thing that's fucking with Laurent right now, because he thought, nah, there's no fucking way, right? It's stupid. That's dumb.
It's
That's
a
a
myth.
bad idea.
As far as anybody in the Kindred Society knows, like, for the longest time it was assumed to be a myth because nobody could find hide
Right.
nor hair of it.
He's
And
like,
he just basically shattered that myth and has confirmed that your worst fucking nightmares as a kindred in general have come true, and now pieces of that sarcophagus are missing, and so is the body of Cain.
So let me understand this correctly, Nines. So the body of Cain is real, really real.
I didn't want to believe it either. I say, like, I saw the sarcophagus firsthand. Sebastian LaCroix was right there, ready to fucking go at it, and his fucking La Sombra executioner fucking asshole decided to finally grow a goddamn conscience and a pair of balls and put an end to it. But the problem is that the sarcophagus is in pieces
The fucking. All right.
and the body is missing. Cain is missing.
Right. 1 second. And he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a significantly more expensive looking blunt. Lights that one.
Extra strong weed for this shit.
I say Tia sips her like drinks the rest of the blood bag, and she's like, I gotta admit, this is a more entertaining story than the soap operas my mom makes me watch with her.
Oh, don't worry. This is no longer just a story. This means that we have a severe problem on our hands. Correct me if I'm wrong at any point during
Of
this.
course.
Not sure about the severity of it, but my assumption is that if the original vampire were to awaken, that vampire could thus completely control all vampire kind, right? Being
Yeah.
the progenitor of all of it, right?
The best way to explain it is, you remember Queen of the Damned?
Didn't see it, but we'll say yes for now.
I
Okay,
loved
so-
Queen of the Day.
The equivalent of, like, Akasha waking up, which was in their version of the first vampire.
Mm-hmm.
The first vampire is able to walk in daylight without harm,
Mm-hmm.
appear as human, and has the ability to either subjugate, destroy, or control every kindred that has since descended from him.
Got you.
And the problem is that the myths all say that if a kindred were to imbibe of the blood of the first, not only would Cain cease to exist, that kindred would potentially gain all of his powers and their own on top of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We're talking
So-
like Ghostbusters fucking Zool level bullshit.
Yeah. So Laurent's like, so here's the situation now as I see it. Imagine, if you will, if a nation had access to nuclear explosives, right? Right? And those were like nice and locked away, right? And
Mhm.
then magically, at some point, someone found the nuclear explosions and then
Mhm.
scattered all the pieces to launch the nuke
Mhm.
all over the place. And now it's just in the general public and no longer in contained quarters. What we are
Mhm,
dealing with
mhm.
right now is a situation, and I feel like this might be going just a little over your head because I'm throwing a lot at you right now. And I just get the feeling that it might not be fully clicking, and that's okay.
It's in here. It's in here. Go on.
Yeah, it's all right. So we're in the numbing phase. Gotcha. Okay, it's been a while since I've gone through this process with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a minute, man.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, if Kane were to actually awaken for any reason, all of our lives are forfeit at that point.
As it
If
stands, from what I understand, judging by the research that was found with the sarcophagus, Kane didn't exactly get entombed of his own volition, and may be out for revenge, if that is what happened.
wonderful,
You're really hyping
even
this
better.
guy up for a cab driver.
Yeah, Tia looks at Laron and like completely serious. She's like, I'm pretty sure that was like a plot point in Star Trek at some point. So I get the end game here. I get it.
You know what, Tia?
Sad as I know the episode you're talking about.
Well, this will all come in due time. We'll make sure the situation hopefully doesn't become more exacerbated than it currently is. Correct, Nines?
That's part of the reason that we're here, is because the unexpected steps it took to save your life kind of put an unintentional bullseye on not only my skin, but also any kindred who hasn't signed up with the prince here in New Orleans.
Great. Love
And
that
he looks
for
at-
us.
He looks at Laron, and the look on his face, like, he's been kind of half serious up until now, but now his face is actually like stone cold in Catholic confession serious.
Mm-hmm.
And just at least a quarter of the old of the old blood have already joined up with whatever's going on. Our people are afraid, and they're doing whatever it takes to not get killed.
I can understand the reason as to why. Don't fault nobody for doing what they need to do to survive in this hostile society. So swear fealty, and we dodge a bullet, choose not to swear fealty, and could be targeted. Am I understanding correctly?
Pretty much, man. Like, this shit started in San Diego back in, like, God, how long has it been? It was like, I want to say it was like 2004, 2005. It's been a good 20 years. You would think shit would die down, but for some reason, they left the old building untouched for 20 years. They left the rubble where it was, didn't fucking touch it. Suddenly, some bigwig comes in and starts fucking digging shit up. They find the remains of the sarcophagus. At least the pieces of it that were there. There's not enough pieces to ensure it's all there. And, like, shit's gone sideways. Like, there's no fucking way. We're either fucked or we're fucked.
Oh, I typically prefer to be the one fucking, as opposed to getting
Like
fucked.
both.
Okay.
For the rest of this conversation, I think we need to include the others, because Lydia might have some answers as well.
I would definitely agree. I got some thoughts as to ways we can make sure people are as protected as possible. Louisiana may not be officially my domain, but this is my home, my kingdom, and I'll be damned if I see something bad happen to it.
No, I understand, man. That's why I'm mentioning it.
While this conversation is going on, can Edmund go over to Reese and Rosetta?
Absolutely. So, we'll say that what's happening with Reese and Rosetta is happening while they're having this conversation in the kitchen. So, what is Edmund doing?
Edmund's walking over and handing it, sighs as he goes, well, we need to talk about, Thea's new job.
Yeah, is that the
nude blood.
Yes. So, when did we hire her?
He looks at his watch and goes, 2 minutes ago.
Right, okay. What does she do again, normally?
Tourist attraction, which, in all honesty, I feel like with her being able to do such a thing, that means she has to be good with scheduling.
I'm certainly good with people, which means she can take my job.
He looks up to Reese and goes, Motivo, do you have a say?
I do need a secretary.
So we can put her in your position as secretary, and she can organize your books and your appointments.
Oh, great! Now I can spend more time in the lab and on my computer.
Well, I have no complaints if we hire her for this. I'm sure she will be natural at it, given she is young in it from this time.
He nods and looks kind of to his sister and leans down and goes and says, "You smell the same thing I do. You should head over. Be kind, but remember your manners. I need to talk with Motivo alone."
Fine, I'll be nice. She says as she walks over to Octavia. But you can tell she like doesn't want to let go of Reese's hand though, and does like the slow pull away thing.
Edmund looks looks towards Reese. How tall is Reese again?
6'6".
Yeah, so he looks up towards Reese and goes, "This was my favorite sweater." And he like takes the lab jacket off, and you can see where the bullet hole is through his shoulder, through his sweater, in one out the other. He's just looking up at you.
This is so he gets a smile from Reese, and it's not a very nice smile. It's all fangs, and he says, "Well, I guess you're lucky that I didn't shoot you in the head, aren't you?"
He looks at him. They've had this exchange and stuff before. He looks at him and goes, "I trust you enough that you wouldn't shoot me in the head, but my sweater." He kind of like pulls it a bit and goes, "Do you understand how difficult it is to get Vite out of cotton?"
Well, I think you underestimate, Edmund, how little I care.
No, I know very much how much you care. But this is what you wanted, right? And he kind of like gestures to everyone to figure this out. See? See?
Wait, who did he gesture to?
Basically the room, like you wanted to come over here and ask if they wanted assistance. Like this is what you wanted? To come over and help?
Well, the man in the basement, he was not part of the plan, but
True. Alright. Well, can I count on you to keep an eye on the new brood when she's in your care? Show her the ropes around the mortuary.
oh, of course. You know I love to play babysitter.
He kind of sighs and looks to the side. He's like, "All right. Well, despite the," and he kind of like looks at his shoulder. "Despite my sweater, it was a clean shot. Good job. You got him square in the chest."
And that without any eyes, any touch.
He kind of laughs.
Sorry, I'm dropping the accent right now, and my brain's not in the space for it.
You're fine.
You're
You're fine.
I keep fucking up with my accent. Just looks at him, chuckles with you, and goes, "See. We need to figure out some way to get you this ability to see along with us. How did..." And you kind of like see him pause for a moment as he looks to you and goes, "How did that one down there get the ability to use Oblivion sight? Oblivion is our domain, our clan's right. How did he..."
You know how it is. He could have been feeding off people from your clan for ages. You don't know.
With that, you see a bit of his his clouded eyes that look as if he is completely blind with shines of the purplish pink from being albino, looking to kind of spark up, and he goes, "The only ones who can diabolize any form of this planet is ours." And he kind of like watches Rosetta as she makes her way over and goes, "Hopefully, Rosetta will not have to do what she has to Octavia, but if she does, you know that we have to back her up, right?"
She is my wife. Why wouldn't I? I would die for her.
Good. I am glad
Me
that my
too,
sister
babe.
is in good hands. I am glad my sister is in good hands. Tomorrow.
All right, so
Sorry.
sorry. Go ahead.
Tomorrow.
Go ahead.
You size Tia and you get her a proper lab coat. If she's going to be working in the mortuary, or whatever it is you want your assistants to wear.
All right. While you guys are having this talk, Nines eventually comes back to the sitting area with Laron and Tia in tow. Those of you who are very familiar with how composed people usually are, Laron looks a little shaken and pretty concerned. You especially notice this, Ulysses. His usually calm exterior is now just like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck.
It may not be visible as my reactions, but you see the much more fancy fucking stogie, and you're like, oh.
I instinctively have my hand on the hilt of my sword. Just at that, like, oh shit, something's up.
Nines holds up his hands out of instinct, just like, nah, I say it's. Trust me, we just got some shit to talk about, man.
Nothing.
Also, I
nothing
apologize ahead of time. My Hispanic accent has faded since I moved to Phoenix, so I apologize if I offend anybody. Yeah, so Velvet looks over, motions for Octavia and Lydia to have a seat on the sofa, while she picks up Nick personally and lays her however many times great grandson on the sofa so he can rest. And just lets out a heavy sigh and looks to the group, then looks to Nines and goes, I suppose there's no more putting it off, is there? Nah, you know how it is, man. When Laurent's in the room, you can't keep a secret, man, and I kind of spilled the beans.
I'm flattered, fitted that you would throw me under the bus in such a fair way, but so be it, as it is.
He looks at you with that look of like, come on, man, we know you smoke the good shit.
Matter of fact, fuck.
As you know, the good shit makes it hard to keep shit tight-lipped. Anyway, so he makes sure everybody's gathered around. Velvet kind of leans up against one of the support beams in the archway and just kind of lounges there against the plaster as Nines kind of gives this look of, fuck, I'm the kid that got sent to the principal's office and I have to explain what I did all over again.
Want me to give you a head start on this one, Nines?
He kind of looks at you, looks at Lydia, and just goes, nah, she's got to hear it from me, I say.
Huh? Have fun.
Lydia, can I ask a favor of you first before I explain any further?
Please don't kill me.
Promise to keep your gun in your pocket until after I'm done talking.
Uh-oh.
She just kind of looks over at him, just gives him like that look.
And he gives her the look of, please, for the love of God, this is not my fault, don't shoot the messenger.
It's more of the really bitch look than the I'm gonna fucking... you know the look.
Oh, I know exactly the look. Anyway, he just kind of nods and just, well, so you remember back in San Diego how, like, 2 days after you skipped town, shit went down?
Yes. There's a reason I left when I did. I didn't want to be in the middle of that. I apologize for
Well-
not having the accent. My brain is not here.
We're all fucking tired. It's fine. Plus the edible is starting to kick in, so my accents can get all over the fucking place. He just kind of sighs and just like, well, we had that area cordoned off so that, you know, construction companies would come in. It would just be left as it is and like untouched. Remember that whole thing that we agreed on?
Yes.
Well, some fucking bigwig baron from fucking LA decided to buy it up for a new place for his fucking nightclub and started excavating. And we might have a slight problem on our hands.
Eyes just kind of narrow.
Slide is putting it mildly. Nines, let's keep it 100.
Velvet just smiles and just, oh, don't keep us in suspense, darling. You know I hate it when you edge.
Bro, you killed him!
And Nines.
That was not
Oh god, I killed Laurent. Sorry, if y'all have ever read any of the lore, you know that for a fact Velvet has no fucking filter. Anyway.
I'd say Tia
Nines
like
just kind
almost
of-
coughs up stuff from her little blood.
I like the
her little
idea.
Capri Sun straw.
I love the idea of Rosetta just as she was walking over, just hears this and stops. Like, I looks back at Ed like, I can't be nice. I can't be nice.
Laron chuckles and coughs.
And Nines just kind of, so we only found like half the pieces of the sarcophagus of Cain, and we didn't really find the body of Cain.
Her
Or any
eyes
remnants
just
thereof.
kind of widen and just like the oh fuck.
Yeah, no, there was some rumors going around San Diego, San Francisco, LA, that area, that like some creepy undead looking homeless guy was walking around, but I assumed it was just the Nosferatu being fucking weird again, cause no offense, Lynn, they're fucking creepy. All offense taken, fuckface. Yeah, fuck you too, Essay. Anyway, so we did some digging, and this only happened like, you know, maybe like 6 months ago, and I was meaning to call you and I kind of forgot, but the other problem that we're running into is we can't find the Croy's remains either. You're being quiet and I don't like that.
Because my fucking player is a dumb bitch.
Okay.
I'm gonna say while Luna's trying to come up with a response, Tia again.
No, I couldn't find my unmute button.
Oh, all right. My apologies then.
Oh, it was literally because I was doing a dumb.
Anyway, what is her?
Like, as soon as she hears his name, like, her expression fucking changes. Because before she was just like, okay, yeah, this is something we have to deal with, to, oh fuck, this is something we have to deal with, also I'm going to cut his dick off.
As you do that, Octavia's like still hugging you. She looks up at
Also-
you, feeling the anger, and she slowly starts backing away, like, oh.
Mom's
Rosetta's
mad.
supposed to like, I'm sorry, what now?
Who has my gun? And she starts turning around and stops and looks at Rosetta like, oh shit.
So Rosetta and Reese and Edmund.
Oh no, Edmund and Reese stayed behind. Rosetta was actively making her way over as this conversation started happening. Because
Right.
Edmund told her to go check out Octavia.
Anyway, Rosetta, would you and your husband have had any reason to be in San Diego in the past 20 years?
Book signings.
Yep, look, there you go.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's right. So, because you
Famous
are kindred,
author.
you do. I forgot that you're a famous author. So, being kindred and being that you've had to travel between baronies, you would know that Sebastian LaCroix, in the last like 100 or so years, was the undisputed prince of San Diego. Los Angeles. But San Diego fell under his umbrella because San Diego didn't have a baron at the time. And you know that he had some fucking crazy fucking ideas, but he was mostly just a dreamer who never really did shit with those ideas, you know? There was rumors that you'd heard that he had finally kicked the bucket, but nothing confirmed it, and now Nines is saying that he may have been dead, but now we're not sure if he's dead anymore.
Why can't any of these bastards ever just stay dead?
That's what I'm fucking saying, I say.
Death. And I'm hearing all this talk about the coffin? The fuck? And no one invited me.
Rosetta and Reese and Edmund would know about the, like, quote-unquote fairy tales of the sarcophagus of Cain, but much like the other kindred, it's never been found, so they assumed it was just another, you know, ooh, spooky boogeyman story.
It's something so cool, and you don't invite the one person that would be super into finding. Asshole. By the way, I'm here for that one. She points to Octavia.
Octavia freezes, looking at her because the natural predator thing, just like and points at herself.
She needs to stay here for a second because this next part's a bit of a fucking doozy.
More than it already is.
You got more.
Well, now that I know that she's here, and he's just like motioning to Octavia, like I was assuming, but I wasn't going to assume, kind of thing.
She kind of turns towards Nines, puts her hands on her hips, and goes, "So what? You think that Lydia's just gonna leave me in San Diego? No, I came with."
Not that way, dumbass. No. Your sire went missing about a year ago.
My sire's dead. My sire died the moment he sired me. What the hell are you talking about?
No, he didn't. That was, So he didn't actually die. That was a...
Fuck you! She grabs him with her 5 strength, 5 brawl.
Hey, hands.
Eyes glowing. She's like, "The fuck you mean? That motherfucker chopped his head off in front of me, in front of Lydia, in front of everyone. What are you talking about?"
So that wasn't your fucking sire, dumb shit.
She looks at
that
you.
That was the fall guy.
You look at her, and you see the whole world starts like turning around her as she's having just this like flashback to the night that it happened, the talking with him at the party, the walking to the dorms, the waiting, the being slammed against the wall, the voice that she heard talk to her before the bite, and then seeing him and making the connection that that wasn't the same voice. And she kind of lets him go and backs up and goes, "Then who the fuck is my sire?" And you kind of see her get almost excited. She's like, "You're telling me that I can get answers?" Lydia, I'm totally going now.
Yes, but no. It's complicated. I'll tell you about it on the way back to San Diego. Fair?
Yeah. Oh, hold up. You're telling me you bastards had a Hekata with you without her sire?
It's a fucking complicated ass story. If she wants to tell you, she can fucking tell you. But I'm trying to fucking tell you that we're all fucking fucked here, okay?
And you're trying to take her away when there's 2 Hekata in this room that can actually help this girl? What the hell is wrong with you?
She wants to fucking go home. That's none of your fucking business, man. She can go home if she wants to. It's a free fucking
motherfucker, it is all my business.
Anyway, can I finish telling you how we're fucking fucked?
Reese just reaches out towards Laron's one and looks at him and says, "Please."
Yep. Already handed over. Now you're looking just like, "Yep, no, you good."
Edmund, hearing all of this, walks over and looks towards Lydia and goes, "You had a Hekata here for 20 years. Do you not understand that you are a Camarilla and that is our claim? That is our clan?"
Actually, no, she's not a Camarilla anymore.
"That does not matter. It is our clan. That is our claim. You should have come to me the moment you knew she was a Hekata. And are you telling me that the prince killed one of my clan?"
So, the guy that took the fall wasn't actually a Hekata.
That is one good thing about this. That is one mistake.
He was So, the unfortunate part is that he was the thin blood who was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
I don't care about some random thin blood. The fact that there is a Hekata here, and Lydia, you knew. But
okay,
you did not
can we
come
stop yelling at each other for 5 minutes so I can fucking tell you how fucked we all are?
Pretty obvious how fucked we are.
Hey, Nines, do you do lessons on like friendship and stuff? Because I gotta say, this is going well.
Edmund looks down.
What are you talking about? I got a lot of friends.
What is Tia's expression right
from
now?
Brooklyn. I don't know why. What?
What's Tia's expression right now? B?
Huh? What?
What is Tia's expression right now during the whole argument going on?
Not gonna lie, she looks like she's either about to pass out or vomit. There's so much happening, there's so much information being thrown at her.
With that, Edmund's gonna look towards Lydia and look towards Velvet and go, you two know very well. You two know very well the importance that it is that you two and her, and he points to Octavia, talk to me and my sister before she leaves New Orleans. Before she leaves Louisiana. Do you understand? We can talk about
All
this
right,
later.
Reese says suddenly loudly. We're getting off topic.
That's why I'm trying to establish a status
No,
quo.
Edmund, stop. There's a scared newborn. She's just had the fright of her life. We have the Prince of New Orleans in the basement, feral. Right now, her being a Hecata doesn't mean shit. We need to figure out what's going on, and Nines has information.
Motivo, that's why I'm trying to say that we will talk later and we focus on this.
You're freaking out about it now instead of freaking out about it later.
Freak out about it now. I'm simply asking them to have a meeting with me later about it.
Also, he looks over at Tia, and he walks over, and he still has the joint, by the way, and he puts it in her hands, and he says, "Take a big hit of this. Right now you're overwhelmed, and then you think you need to calm down because there's a lot to process, and your brain is going 1,000 miles a minute. Trust me, we were all newborns once." And all this shouting and fighting and danger is not helping your situation. And then he gently, scoops a piece of hair behind her ear, and he smiles at her and he says, "If you need quiet, just speak up, and I will make sure they stay quiet while Nines talks."
Tia holds the joint, her hand shaking a little bit. I'm assuming, Laurent, does he ever smoke before, after, Reese is done?
Yeah, once he passes it to her and he's done speaking, have you ever smoked before?
And Tia, wanting to impress the most eligible bachelor in New Orleans, of course I've smoked weed before.
Oh, excellent.
You know.
As a pro, I just want you to know, we of the vampire breed, of the Nightwalker breed, tend to need a bit of a stronger substance for it to really affect us. So that's not your daddy's weed.
Side note, she smoked twice and it's gone horribly both times.
Yeah, it's about to go great right now.
Right? She's like,
it's either gonna be amazing or terrible. There's no in between.
So yeah, she's gonna take a hesitant hit. When he mentions that it's stronger than most weed, she's like, I'm gonna take this one slow and steady. And then she'll look at Reese and she's gonna be like, "Man, sexy and considerate. No wonder you're married."
And then he's gonna put his arm around her and keep her close and make sure she feels at least comforted.
Edmund gives Lydia and Velvet one look of "we'll talk later" before turning his attention back.
Alright, so as this shit's going down, Nines is very patient, surprisingly for once in his life, as Lydia and Laurent especially would know, and probably Ulysses because he's been through town a couple of times doing business. This is the first time he's patiently waited for y'all to be over your shit. And after a minute, he's just kind of, "Okay, we're fucking done? Great. So, one of three things is gonna fucking happen. Either the original fucking vampire, the original body of Cain is disintegrated, and we're all living on borrowed time. The body of fucking Cain is up and walking, and we're living on fucking borrowed time. Or somebody found the body and took a fucking 21 shot salute off its fucking dick, and we're living on borrowed time."
Sounds like we're living on borrowed time.
Pretty much. Because for the new kid, and he looks mostly at Tia, but also kind of at Octavia, because Octavia never got this talk when they were back in San Diego, just anybody who finds the body of the first vampire, it's rumored because nobody's ever fucking done it before. It's always been thought to be a goddamn fairy tale, like fucking Mary Poppins or some shit. Theoretically, anybody who partakes in the blood of the original vampire will not only, like, absorb all of the original knowledge from thousands of years of history, but will also gain all of the powers of Cain and their own abilities on top of it will be multiplied 100-fold.
Damn.
If he's out walking on his own, if the old stories are anything to go by, which I don't know if they are or not, I thought this was all fucking bullshit until recently, he was entombed against his will and sent into a forced state of torpor, which eventually, like, put him in a perma-sleep, if you will. And if he finally woke up from that, he's gonna be pretty fucking pissed off, because, a couple of the clans that did it are the ones that are currently fighting over the big seat waiting for it to get empty, you know?
Speaking of which, how long until that seat is empty? Or it's empty right now, right?
See,
Oh, the one
I
in the
would
basement,
say
right.
make a grab for it, but at your own risk, my guy. Like, we don't know who the fuck he was working for, who's actually pulling the strings. For all we know, we could be fucking playing on a goddamn hopscotch ring set up by Cain himself at this point.
Edmund
All I'm
tries
saying is,
and says,
sorry,
well,
go ahead.
Well, if you want to jump on it and he's still alive, have we got all of the information that we can out of it?
We haven't gotten to talk to him yet.
All right. Well, once you are all finished with your questions, and if you could possibly inquire about this one, sire, and bring the information back to me, I will allow you to do whatever it is you please. I will not stand in your way.
Once I have information on him again, I will definitely get that to you, but right now it's a complicated scenario, because
Understandable.
this one's sire was apparently the one who dug up the coffin in the first place.
He kind of looks towards Octavia, and Octavia looks at all of you whose eyes turn, and she's just like, hey, that's my sire, that's not me. I cannot be blamed for my dad's problems.
The sins of the father.
The sins of the father does not weigh on me. I am a good soul.
I think the issue of the god of all vampires possibly being up and about is a bit more pressing than one sire. The question is, what are we going to do about it?
Couldn't agree more.
So that's one of the reasons I allowed Velvet to talk me into, and she just kind of laughs and goes, I dragged him against his will. Let Velvet talk me into coming to talk to you fuckers, because I was hoping not to see, no offense, Lydia, you're great and all, but like, every time you and I end up showing up somewhere, shit goes fucking sideways, okay? I'm sick of it.
I mean, technically, you came later after this point, then things went sideways. And it was already sideways before you showed up. It's just like, now we're aware of how sideways it is. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it. But anyway, with how shit's going, we may be in New Orleans for a couple of weeks or so to try and figure out and help clean this shit up, but more than likely we have to trace this shit back to San Diego on our end. Your guys are gonna have to be in charge of cleanup here. There's no way that we can do both.
Octavia kind of raises her hand and goes, is it okay if I go and grab my bags?
Velvet just smiles and goes, oh darling, go pack your things. I'll take care of you, no worries.
Thanks, She gives Lydia one last hug before heading downstairs.
Oh, before I forget, Octavia.
Yeah? What's up?
What's your blood type preference?
Consensual. I'd rather not fight anyone if I don't
AB, O, positive, negative.
Anything's fine, as long as it's consent filled.
Oh, darling, I'm just asking because I have a couple of snacks on the private jet for you.
Great, not picky.
Private jet.
And she looks to Laurent and goes, sorry for causing some trouble. As she starts walking downstairs, like, as to go get her bag.
What did she say to me?
Sorry for causing some trouble, because you're like, New Orleans is your area, and so she's like, sorry for causing trouble. She's not from here, she's from
Well,
Tennessee. So
No,
she's
no,
like,
no. It's all good. I was like,
she makes her way
Another
downstairs
day.
to go get packed.
All right, so Nines just kind of looks at the room and just kind of, well, that's that. Shit's gone sideways, and we're trying to fix it, but it's only so much we can do.
well, here's the
Velvet steps
question.
in. Oh, go right ahead.
Oh, sorry. I figured this might be a question worth asking, considering that Tia is a newborn and whatnot, and you're now here, Nines. So, who is going to be taking care of your newborn?
I can take care of myself. I just want to go home.
Niña,
There's
silencio.
Shit. No, Tia doesn't say that. That's me going.
Sea Poppy.
No,
Can you tell I grew up
she,
in a Hispanic neighborhood? Anyway.
she
Oh.
shrinks a little, and she's like, sorry.
Normally, I would take care of one of my own, but given the gravity of the situation here, I have a big old fucking bullseye on my back, and having her with me is gonna just get her killed.
She will
I
stay with
saved-
me.
What?
Edmund.
I saved one fledgling from the blade once, and it almost cost me fucking everything, which I'm not saying I regret it. The little girl downstairs has at least proven that she can mostly take care of herself. But
You're welcome for
given that... Thank you, Lydia, for taking care of her. I will be sure to bestow upon you the greatest wealth that I can manage of the $3.28 in my fucking pocket.
God damn, you broke as hell.
Edmund
Do you want to
looks
fucking
over-
fly across the country repeatedly and try and tell me that it's not gonna make a dent in your fucking wallet, Mr. Moneybags?
I mean, to be honest, if you want the real answer, probably not. Like, I could probably get away with it a couple times.
Ay, ya de la
But-
chingada tu madre, pinche pendejo.
Actually,
Anyway,
Edmund kind of
Rude,
coughs and
first
goes,
and foremost.
Motivo has a proposition that me and Tia, and he kind of looks down towards her, have already spoke about. Isn't that right, Motivo?
See, I'm a writer, you understand.
okay, I'm going to tell you this right now. Sorry to cut you off, but whatever arrangement you have, I cannot know.
That is
For
fine.
Tia's safety, for your safety, all I need to know is that she's taken care of. I can't.
She's taken care
for
of.
her- Good, because if I know where she's working, anything like that, it's only a matter of time until somebody comes along and is able to get a Malkavian to poke around in my fucking brain, and I can't deal with that shit again. I went through that once before, and fucking Chris and his stupid bullshit.
He places
Oh,
a
you
hand.
just missed him.
Good. I've missed with every shot so far, but my aim's getting fucking better.
Edmund places a hand on Tia's shoulder and goes, "You will be talking with Reese about your current situation, Lydia. Do you know what you're going to do with this one?" And he kind of gestures towards Nick, who's probably still sitting there.
Oh, I
Nick is
assumed
still
Nick was passed out.
unconscious.
Yeah.
That's fine, he's still
So
sitting
Nick's
still.
transformation has been completed, but given the state that his body was in when he was turned, he's going to be asleep for at least a good 48 hours.
Yeah. She and
Come
Velvet
get
are
him
probably
some
going to
milk.
take care of him.
Hey, need some milk.
But yeah, so he looks
Yeah,
towards
no,
Lydia
she-
and goes,
Cut in.
"Do you have any idea what you're
Yeah,
going to do with
go
this
right
one?"
ahead, Louis. Hold on, guys. Ulysses said something.
Oh shit, sorry.
This is out of character. It's 6 minutes till 11, and I've got work in the morning. I'm fading fast.
Yeah, if you want to dip, that's cool, Ulysses. I was about to actually wrap it up here in a minute anyways, so if you want
Oh,
to dip,
okay then.
because my throat's killing me and I'm having a really hard time keeping from coughing up a lung.
Oh, fair enough.
So, real quick, we'll cover that conversation next session, just because that's going to be a slightly longer conversation.
Mhm.
But for the time being, Velvet is going to clear her throat, stand up, and just... We've all had a very eventful evening. The door, I'll have my people take care of it. Don't worry, Octavia. Or Lydia. I've got that taken care of. For now, why don't we all just enjoy an evening of quiet reflection and rest and whatever else it is y'all might need to recharge, because come tomorrow evening, things are going to change very drastically. Does that sound agreeable to everyone here?
Sounds like we're about to hotbox this whole place up, and I am loaded. He pulls up like 5 more fucking plates.
She locks eyes with him, direct eye contact, pulls out a surprisingly, like, almost like a small poster-sized container out of her corset, which none of y'all could see, and just hands it over and goes, "No, we'll use the good stuff tonight, darling."
Oh, hold on.
Lydia's hand just kind of goes to like the small of her back. She's just like, "Oh God, I missed you."
And she smiles down at Lydia and just, "Perhaps I'll visit your coffin later." And Nines proceeds to go over and sit with Tia, just kind of try and calm her down and stuff. Downstairs, the prince is kind of in a forced state of sleep to try and recover from his injuries, but until he eats, he won't be able to. So you have some time with that. That being said, we're gonna say that the night ends and you guys all turn in after you guys have a little mini party and everything. You guys turn in at just before the sun starts creeping above. One of Lydia's helpers, one of her other girls around the house, easily sets up some guest quarters for everybody. It's all sunproof and everything. You guys are all good, and you are finally able to get some rest after what feels like the longest night of your unlives in a long time. That being said,
is hiding.
Rightfully
Parties.
so. He's
no parties.
a hermit. He's a hermit. He hates these.
The moment they pull out those things, he's just shuffling his way upstairs, like no.
Right? Just Rosetta and Edmund are just running away.
Nah, come back here. Y'all about to smoke with me, goddammit.
My lungs.
No,
I told y'all
Maggie,
we needed more glitter.
Oh my
Maggie, you know
God.
what it is?
Hold
All
on,
right,
what
so
is it,
real
Ace?
quick, guys. Real quick, because people do have to get off, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna sign off on the live stream real quick,
Oh,
okay?
shit, you're right. Thank you all for coming. We have been Dice and Destinies, and this is our game master,
Hello.
Q Cosplay. Make sure to go follow him. Make sure to go follow Reese over here, who is Below Aqua.
Clover Aqua VT.
Sorry. Clover Aqua VT. Make sure to look into Fabi over here, who is a voice actress.
War. Yeah, no. Please do.
Make sure to look into Lydia over here, who is Otter Space Studios here on Twitch. And then
My fucking unmute button.
You need to get better at that unmuting.
I really do.
She would have fit perfectly on Belfry.
Make sure to stop by Sunday to see Rosetta and me here and Fabi on the Whimsical Travelers of Fate.
Yours truly might make a guest appearance.
I really hope you're able to make another guest appearance.
He better.
And then thank Ulysses and Laurent's players for coming over here and dealing with all this chaos.
Oh,
Love
man,
having
good
you
old
all.
time.
And we have been
I had a
Dice and
great time. I'm just tired now.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
No, you're good. And
Yep, we have been Dice and
yes.
Destinies. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night. Say bye, everyone.
also,
Bye.
real quick before we
Bye,
sign off,
everyone.
before we sign off completely on the stream here, I would like to say, once we get to our 10th episode, I will be doing a special giveaway in my Discord for a Vampire the Masquerade print of the winner's choice for whichever character they would like.
Nice, nice.
Nice.
We need
Anyway,
to hurry up
What
and
is
get to
that?
that 10th episode. Let's go.
We hope you all have.
once I stop getting sick, it'll be easier.
I hope you all had a wonderful night. And Corgi Cosplay, who plays Zelia, we hope you feel better soon.
Feel better
We
soon.
miss you.
We miss
Feel
you.
better soon.
Big
Bye
misses.
bye.